You might need to.
Okay, there we go. Now we can hear.
Yay!
Oh, I need chat up somewhere. Because I gotta look at chat. I
Oh
must
yeah.
swear I'm on top of things. Luckily, because
I'm
I'm
sure everything's
capturing
still
the
looking.
window, I can just throw this over top of Zoom. Haha, that works. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I did it. Hey guys, I did it. Look at me. I'm running things.
Yay!
that was a decision that people made. People
Big
put
round
me
of
in
applause for
charge.
Josh.
People put me in charge, and it went better than last time. So, yeah.
Oh, you did fine last time.
No, I did not.
I'm just trying to help you feel better, buddy.
No, 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 no. Don't give me false beliefs. I did not do well last time. I figured it out.
I mean, you figured it out. There you go.
I mean, what more could we possibly have asked for, really?
Yeah, that's fair. So, hey everybody, we're gonna kind of be in and out. I don't know who's gonna join. I don't know why I was put in charge. There were a lot of things that are like, up in the air and decisions were made. But we're here now and we're raising money for Extra Life. How much have we raised?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a heck
About
of a
a
lot.
gajillion. You guys have been doing
We've raised
fantastic.
about
We
a
got-
bajillion dollars.
Yeah,
We've saved at least 37,000 kids. We're doing great, guys.
for sure. Yeah, they all sent thank you notes. All 37, about the 1,000 of them.
Yeah. So how's
Which is-
everybody else doing?
So good. So good. Got Halloween happening, which is always really fun.
Yeah. How'd everybody's Halloween go? Because I just got back from trick-or-treating with my kid.
Same. Yeah. It's
There we
really
go. Currently at $3,642.
Oh, heck yeah.
Ooh,
That puts us about
look
$100
at
away
us.
from the Harley stream. So if y'all want to see,
Nice. Oh, and we went to the shops today and got the stuff for Grim so he can fulfill his end of the bargain. He will be dyeing his hair purple.
Purple is what we ended up with.
Purple is what we ended up with. So that'll be really fun. He's excited. I'm excited. We're all very excited.
You're going to be a house of
We're quite
rainbows.
Yeah, we are. A lot of purple.
If we
in
hit
this house.
$4,000, Gibbs will dye his beard.
complete
Ooh,
the
that's
ensemble.
exciting.
Sorry, I can't do the mustache. Rick
We could
Hard.
do the beard. Yeah, because mustache with the bleach right under your nose, that's rough. That's rough stuff. For
Yeah.
Sure, right there.
Yeah.
We're asking me to like induce chemical coma or some
I
shit like
mean,
that
that's
or stuff. Dang it.
that's
That's
mark a tally.
That's fine.
I'm up to $17 now. Yeah.
I'm still at 0.
Yay! Oh, well. How exciting.
Brag about it.
I did last year. I feel like at this point it's just rubbing it in. I have an autistic rule, okay? I don't swear in front of other people. Just a lot by myself. Especially when I'm playing games. And I've been playing Doom on hard. So that's been a lot.
For sure.
Especially because the game keeps crashing.
Oh, that's frustrating.
It's been horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not only does it crashes my PC, so I don't know what's wrong with it.
Oh.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
It doesn't like full crash the PC. It crashes Task Manager, which is
Yeah.
crazy to me. So like it freezes Task Manager. So I go to like
What are you eating? What are you
like
eating?
I can't close out of it unless I Control Alt Delete. And then I Control Alt Delete, pull up Task Manager, close it, and then it freezes Task Manager, and then I just end up resetting the PC. Don't know what's going on there, but that's just me playing by myself. I might stream that at some point, but
Sounds exciting.
also heads up, you are the mod tonight. What does that mean? Wait, does that mean I'm modding chat too? Oh my goodness. This is
Ha!
these
Gotta be on your game.
were decisions. Decisions were made.
Thursday night.
Like
Or
I
rather,
am
no
having I'm
decisions were
modding
made,
chat.
and this is the.
I am running the discussion, which I am not good at, but this is fine. All of our like
Everybody's so
hyper
good.
extroverted people are out doing things.
Right? I know. Where are all our talkers when we need them?
Christian, Vex, Sparky. I want to see Sparky's.
Grim should be up in just a few moments, so that'll
Yeah.
be good. He's
We can
pretty
have a
good
father figure.
at
I'm not good at keeping a conversation going. I feel like I always end up stopping the conversation short somehow. I feel that. So,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's fine. We're doing fantastic, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see.
See, and I have that thing where I'm really comfortable sitting in silence, and I assume everyone else is too. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're just having a good time, just chilling. And really, they're just like, why won't she talk?
like,
I'm
did I
like, oh.
say something wrong? Did I offend her? I'm sorry.
Oh my
'Cause
gosh.
that's what's used to run through my head at those points in time.
So my best friend, she's back in Idaho, but when we first met, it was funny. I went up to her house because Blake and her husband were friends, and so we went over and we were watching some TV or whatever. I think like Game of Thrones or something, and I just sat there and like I was like, oh, okay, we're watching TV. That's what we're doing. And so I hyper focused on it. We're watching TV. I was taking it in, and I guess she like pulled Blake aside or her husband or something, and she's like, did just not have a good time? She seemed really angry and intense and upset to be here. And meanwhile, I had like pulled Blake aside when we got home. I was like, I had a really good time. That was really fun. We should do that again. I like these people. And he's like, Jess, you gotta remember, okay, to wear your people face. Okay? You can't, everyone thought you were pissed off and nobody wants to invite you back again. It's like, oh, all right. Well, I'll work on that, I guess. So that was interesting, but we did work it out and became best friends. It was fantastic.
See, that's fantastic. See, the first meeting, people are like, oh, wow, this guy's kind of quiet and awkward. The second meeting, I will not shut up.
Oh gosh.
I am terrible at first impressions and fantastic at second impressions.
Right? I know. And people still are like, oh no, first impressions are so important. I'm like, no, please don't put that kind of pressure on first impressions.
I'm usually bubbly and really happy and all the on the first meeting, and then afterwards I come out and I do a lot of the silent, not talky a lot because I do all the talking. I feel like so just like
I'm sure it's fine.
when I get comfortable, I start just being quiet because trauma.
I mean, I had the dumb thing that I recently found out, like, because I took the, well, not recently, it was like a few years ago, but like I took the autism assessment test where it like maps you and it like figures out where your problems are, and like my biggest one was social understanding or like communication, and I was like, no, I'm so good at that. Like, I'm so good at that. And then I was doing it with my mother and my wife in the room, who both then turned to me, looked at me, and were like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
I had the problem that I've been multiple times told to stop talking and let other people talk, and I'm like, what? I'm filling the conversation. I'm doing fantastic here. Everyone
I know.
loves to
You
hear
guys
what
are the
I'm
ones
talking
that
about.
need to pick it up. Gosh.
It was, it was fun to find out. Trying to add music for us in the background, but I'm just looking at choices.
I hate that. Here, pick number 4.
Number 4?
Choice number 4.
4 or 7. 7's usually a good.
I don't know
No,
what those
don't-
are. I'm on tabletop audio.
Yeah,
Well,
and
there
you say
you
there's
go.
a bunch of choices. So the fourth
Whatever this
choice
sounds
that you're
like.
looking
This could
at.
be good. Just a nice forest day. Oh, that's way too loud.
Oh yeah, for sure. What we need, a nice forest day. Oh my gosh, it is. We went trick or treating. It was still 80 degrees out at freaking 8 o'clock at night.
In Virginia?
In
It was
Virginia,
60 here in Georgia.
and- yeah, I'm very concerned. This doesn't seem good.
I might change that, but we'll see. This is very nice. I could try to find something a little more spoopy, but, you know, we're not really having a spoopy talk.
Yeah,
We're just
it's
kind of
true.
talking and hanging out. Let me go
We're
back to
having a
Twitch
nice,
chat.
nice chill atmosphere here.
It was, Sunfire's much further north, and apparently it was the same heat.
Oof.
I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm probably going to be able to get a lot
that
more
sounds
riding
so
in.
fun.
Says we're supposed to
Yeah.
have says we're supposed to have a warm winter this year, so
It's 41 where Charlie is.
dang.
gosh.
Jealous. That's what October
Yeah,
should
sounds
feel
nice.
like.
Hi, Oro! Oro made it! Yay!
Yay, Oro!
I'm trying to do research now too because I got.
I will
Whatever,
say,
myself.
I have started writing the Pokemon campaign. So after that did really well, I have started writing one.
That is cool. I'm excited to see that. I had a lot of fun on that one. I gotta say that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm having to I'm trying to figure out how it works, mechanically how it works. I'm trying to figure out what system the app uses, what rule set, because how do I do perception checks? How do I do all this stuff? Because I'm trying to set up basically if you've ever played some of the bigger fan games where it's you're not starting as a kid in a thing, but you're starting in some terrifying apocalypse and you have to go save the day. It always builds to that in Pokemon games, but it's always you're just a kid starting your journey. Oh wait, you've got to stop a god. You know, this is you've been captured by the evil organization. One of the Pokemon have come to save you. They're going to free you from this prison. Go save the world. Which is more what I'm leaning towards, so it's more
Come in.
D&D-esque. It was really weird having two screens at about the exact same size at about 5 seconds apart from each other.
Alright, Graham is gonna be
Ooh, we're gonna have.
joining
shuffle
here in a
these things
second.
around.
Yay!
Sorry, we've got our
What
Ev's-
Charlie, what
Ev's
size
friends are over.
kid's medieval cloak? Because going to your knees is that's kind of cutesy. That's a cloak going to your knees
Very
is not
cutesy, very demure.
very demure.
Hello.
Hey, Grim, you gonna be the grown-up now. Bye.
I don't want to be the adult.
You're the oldest. It's your job.
Nuh-uh. Gibbs is the oldest.
Oh, Gibbs, you're in charge.
Ah, damn. That
Babe, put your ears back on.
How?
I'm up to
Well,
$17.
but just for a second, so they can see how cute you are.
What the?
I am trying to research and talk and be part. You'll have to bear with me. So, how was the trick-or-treating?
I had a blast. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit up one of those neighborhoods that actually has nice houses. So they had big candy bars.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's what we did.
That's
We
the
might
way to
are.
do it, honestly.
We went with
I-
we went with our rich friends.
There you go. I took my helmet and I wore my coat, my leather jacket, and I filled my helmet full of candy and just stood at the door as like a biker. And everyone's like, "Oh, you dressed up as a biker?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yep.
dressed up, totally. Here, have some candy." They thought it was the coolest thing. And
So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
yeah, totally. So.
Oh my goodness. Is anyone else coming tonight? Do you know?
I don't know. Christian's at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Kristen's at work, and I
Vex,
think Vex is
doing
doing
stuff.
the Halloween stuff still.
Yeah. Cook tried to stop in, but he's in the middle of trying to take a.
Ah, I see.
But might be back later. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I'm
Well.
happy I made it easy enough. I wish I need to figure out. I wonder if I can figure out how to put chat up here. I'm gonna try to figure that out. I'm gonna edit live. We're gonna do some live.
Do it
edit.
Let's go.
Sorry, I had to. So, Graham, if you were to use a non-elemental attack from a creature, and we're talking like a giant mech blasting a huge laser at something, how would you go about making something like that, do you think? For D&D.
Like, wait, hold on. What? I'm confused by the question.
Okay. Say you're making a monster. Let's say you're making like a mech, right?
Okay.
And the mech has that charge up, the super anime charge up at sequence, and then shoots the big massive laser.
I have one of those, actually.
Okay. Yeah. How would you go about doing that? How would you go about creating a monster that does something like that?
Let me just go to my homebrew really quick.
Ooh. I would assume it's non-elemental damage because
Usually for anything weapon based, I try to keep it piercing, bludgeoning, or slashing. But if it's got a more energy propulsion behind it, then I go with force because it just, I don't know, it's
that seems to fit.
yeah. It's you're getting impacted by solid energy. It's not bludgeoning you because you're not getting hit by anything necessarily. It's just energy.
Okay. So what's to stop you from using saying like radiant or necrotic in those instances?
For me at least, typically when I use radiant, I'm thinking it is doing more of a divine element.
Okay.
Because that's typically all radiant is ever used for. Whereas necrotic, I think of quite literally decay. Something is rotting away.
Yeah, something is just falling apart right there.
Yeah, you're watching the process of time rapidly on a living object or organism.
Okay. So that actually brings up a question of mine. Would you consider like radioactive decay and radiation damage as radiant or necrotic? Because in that instance, you could probably swing either way.
I swing necrotic with that only because of rust monsters, which if you guys have ever looked at the monster manual and seen rust monsters, that's quite literally all they're doing is they make metal rust, but if they attack you with it, it does necrotic damage. So it's using the idea that decay is necrotic. Gosh, I love these. I took these from the kids. These are like my favorite candies of all time. Sour Punch straws. I love them so much.
Try that in like a Mountain Dew or something. Oh, so good. You get a coma eating that, but it's so good. All right, I think I know what I'm.
I give up. I couldn't figure it out.
Oh. Yeah, I got a.
Back to chat.
Ooh.
We gotta hydrate, everybody.
Oh shoot.
All right.
I didn't get anything for hydration, so you'll get just
I haven't had enough water today, so.
Oh, we got
Sorry,
Mr.
Mac, I'm gonna
Sandwich
grab some
saying we
dinner.
did a fun homebrew for
Well,
my
dinner
druid when she was
dinner
in
other than candy, I should say.
I did a
Other
fun
than
homebrew for my druid when she's in her elemental form and casts Moonbeam. She charges up her form in the Moonbeam, takes half damage and stores the other half to be able to inflict damage on who she hits. Ooh, I like that trope. I like that mechanic. It is a high risk, high reward. Yeah, and you're trading your damage now for potential damage in the future. So
Oro asks Grim, how many more times are you going to try to kill Jess?
Intentionally? None. Well, that's not true. Intentionally, I got one in the pocket.
Yeah, if you forget about one, who's to say there's not 3 or 4?
That reminds me. Hey, Oro, how'd you like the big bad monster that I posted last night? Well, not last night, night before.
there is.
What day is today? Today's Thursday? Yeah, night before last.
I'm looking at
Apparently,
this
Grim,
thing.
they're picking the dick.
It's in the Zenian Commonwealth thing.
Yeah, I'm looking. I know where to look. It looks like a cave cricket. if it
Everyone
was
said that.
large and had a skull face.
So that's what's left of Temperance.
Smash.
Stop. That's what's left of Temperance. This is my campaign's Ketheric Thorm.
I mean, did you see Gibbs? Did you see what I last posted in Tephra?
Oh yeah, I saw your
God.
weird robot thing.
No. Last posted.
There was another post?
Oh yeah.
The last post.
Oh, no.
Oh, hello.
Ah. Oro's comment.
There you go.
I give up. Oh my gosh.
I'm thinking of a name. It's not Azathoth. It's shoot. I had the name right there.
Domain expansion. Infinite butthole.
Oh my god. No, it's another
Oh
of
my gosh.
what's his face? Lovecraft's monsters, one of the ancient ones.
Which one?
God of the Sea. That's shoot.
Cthulhu?
No, that's
No.
So you're not God of the Sea?
technically give me a second.
Dagon.
Hmm?
Dagon.
A Dagon? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I wasn't. That's not who I was thinking then. Zagor was the one I was thinking of. Slightly different, but okay. Then, yeah, no, not the one I was thinking of, but
Yeah, Dagon is the fishy one.
gotcha.
Zagor?
Technically, Zagor is from Final Fantasy Legends 3, but he was taken from Lovecraft. And let's see. What was the... What was the etymology from that guy? Never mind, okay.
Ugh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He was essentially. I think actually it might be the same one that I was thinking of, just a completely different name. You know, so how like they have like Armageddon and Ragnarok for the same thing. But anyway,
Yeah, there's a lot of Lovecraft pull for Tephra.
it's interesting topic too. So.
I mean, you know, you've got Nathan, who's literally the son of Cthulhu, so.
What was Cthulhu? He's just the ancient god of fear of and madness.
Yeah, madness. That's what I've always used him as, because that's what he is right now in my story.
So there was an interesting
Madness, the step
thought
away from chaos.
thought experiment on that one, that a lot of games use Cthulhu wrong in the fact that they try and give him the physical embodiment, whereas the original intent, if I remember
He does
correctly,
not in my universe.
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
He was just meant to be this unknowable creature that was impossible to exist and would drive people insane just from the visage of him, because he can't be understood, he can't be seen, he can't be given physical form.
Nathaniel's mom, when the rift opened and she saw him, she basically went brain dead. Before and then he was born. Oh my goodness! I know. 1 second, I got to take the cat out. He does not.
No, you're good.
He's starting to knock things down.
Cats. But yeah, no, there was a thought study, not an experiment. Sorry, that again, Cthulhu's giving him physical form is doing him a disservice, because it's not playing.
It makes him knowable.
Yeah, he's unknowable,
and he's meant to be an unknowable entity.
Exactly. Which, that's fine to do so, and if it's in your game, that is totally your decision to do so. But yeah, there's other things that could come into play too. So
yeah, I mean, like, you're getting spoilers for Tephra. These aren't spoilers really, but like, these are things you wouldn't know if you weren't in this chat. So in Tephra, basically, there's Chaos, who is this embodiment of atrophy. Literally an impossible being that no longer wants to exist. That wants in existence to just be the norm. Have nothing, have order, no organization through matter, just constant, just the primordial sea. Just go back to that.
Just everything going back to a resting state of
of nothing and everything. Cthulhu was Chaos's son, in a way, basically made part of itself sentient in order to allow it to interact somewhat with the planes of creation, where chaos itself cannot exist in creation without some adverse effects to reality as a whole. So created Cthulhu as a still mind-breakingly, like, you can't look at it because it's not meant to exist within a reality of creation, but is able to somewhat give orders to the generals of chaos, and so is this like nothing but it hurt your. It's basically like if we as third dimensional beings tried to look at a fifth dimensional being. Like, our brains couldn't figure it out.
To tie this back to D&D really quick, if that's okay with you guys, have you heard of the creature Pale Knight?
That sounds familiar.
Pale Knight or
Pale Knight. Night as in opposite of day.
Nope.
Pale as in pale as in everyone's complexion in this chat right now.
Yep.
No, that's escaped me.
So Pale Knight is from second edition.
Yep.
She has existed in third and fourth edition.
Yep.
They have not brought her back in fifth edition. Pale Knight was...
I remember who you're talking.
Yes. Pale Knight is the demon lord of unimaginable age. No one knows how old Pale Knight is. She is also referred to as the mother of demons, and views the Tanari in canon and Forgotten Realms canon, the Tanari, who are the most powerful and oldest of the demons of the abyss. She views them as children. She is older than them. everything about her is shrouded in mystery. And quite literally, she literally just appears as the silhouette of a woman in a white flowing sheet. That no matter how much she tears at, will never come off. To look beneath the sheet, to view what she actually looks like, would send any player character into a madness, I think is what it is. I'm trying to see if I could find her stat block, honestly. I've been trying to find it since you guys started talking about, the insanities and everything of Cthulhu, but I think staring at Pale Knight is where they got the groundwork. I was gonna say it's where they got the groundwork for the Feeble Mind spell.
Baptized in Fun in Plus coming up with some really good questions here. Is Cthulhu sponsored by T-Mobile? Always hear about the Call of Cthulhu plan. And let's see. Where was it? Does she give out full candy bars at Halloween? I mean, sheep, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah, here we go. Someone made a 5th edition rendition of her character sheet.
I have her 2nd edition.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, it's a
man with titties so great drives people insane. I mean,
DC 30 Wisdom save.
DC 30.
DC 30 Wisdom save.
You're not making that. You can't.
No. You are then frightened and paralyzed and take psychic damage.
Oh shoot, my phone just died, so I have no idea what's happening in chat.
8d12 psychic damage and 1 level of exhaustion. God damn.
That's intense.
Yeah.
That is.
She came into existence at the same time the Abyss came into existence, and the very essence of the planes didn't know what to do with her, and so it tried to delete her and couldn't, so the shroud appeared around her.
So do you want to hear what the 2nd edition? The 2nd edition is?
Yeah.
So she suppresses her veil, revealing her true form. All creatures within 30 feet can see may attempt a DC 24 dexterity saving throw in order to avert their eyes. A creature that succeeds in averting their eyes is blind until the end of their turn. Any creature who fails or choose to look must succeed a DC 30 charisma saving throw or instantly die.
Yeah, it sounds like 2nd edition. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like 2nd edition, alright.
Like, oh, you looked? Okay, die.
Yeah.
It's like looking into the Ark of the Covenant, your face just melts.
Yeah, it's like as you guys were describing, the intentions of Cthulhu. It's like it's not supposed to be something that can be looked upon. I was like, this sounds familiar.
Yep.
Probably where they got the inspiration for that.
Oh, guaranteed.
There's a freaking charger cord. Get off the floor.
Samich says it's if I rolled a natural 20 on my level 16 Moon Druid, I would fail by 2.
Damn. Damn.
Our campaigns would probably be the only ones that you might stand a chance at rolling.
Right. I don't think a single one of you guys could hit a DC 30 Wisdom in my campaign. That's for sure. Not like a single.
The doctor at her full potential would not be able to.
My highest one, I don't think I have a +6 to Wisdom saving throws, but I can't do it.
So if you got a perfect D20, nat 20, and a perfect +4 from guidance, then you can make it.
We just need someone to get the D12 out to one of our characters and roll a nat 20, roll the nat 12. Boom.
Oh my gosh.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's only possible with
Does she? I just looked at chat. I just came back to the chat screen. Does she give out full candy bars at Halloween?
Yeah, I got that.
I love that so much.
Stretch, everybody.
Gonna stretch. Oh.
Yeah, so in my free time, Grim, I have been writing a campaign.
Ooh.
I'm currently writing 6 campaigns. I have a problem.
No, you're fine. I'm just working on 2 right now because I want to make sure that they're fully fleshed out.
So I world build first, and the problem is I'm running, like, I have worlds. So once I have the world, I'm like, I can just tap into any of these worlds that I've built since I was like 6. I know where everything should be.
It's fine.
I escape reality in my own brain. It's fine. And so, we gotta hydrate too. So one of them, I'm trying to get all of these forgotten edition characters into one campaign.
Ooh, that's a task.
It is terrifying what I've been writing.
I was gonna say, that's a task.
like
Goodness.
looking through like all these like trying to find like a homogenous setting for all of these different things, and I'm like, it's basically my forgotten realms. It's probably what the campaign would be called, just as
The
for
Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, the forgotten realms. Yeah, so basically there are a lot of cool things that have been forgotten over the especially like there were some really unique things in second edition.
Second edition was the first one that I ever played. I liked it a lot.
So the first one I ever played was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons with my dad.
Okay.
Because he still has the books. Well, I have the books now.
I love that.
I have the books now. Yeah, back in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, where everyone wanted to play a paladin. My dad is a paladin. It's not even funny. Like, with we all label ourselves. My dad's a paladin.
Really quick, if it's okay, if I could just
Go for it.
something that's in chat. Baptized said that there needs to be sign language in D&D. There is now, which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
If you go and you look at languages, because of the new updated everything on D&D Beyond, common sign language is a thing, and I think that's so cool. Like, I was talking about that with my friend Finch before we played their character. That's an option that you could do now, and I think that's the coolest thing. It's like, I don't know. I think that is just one of those things that's like, yeah, of course there's sign language. Why were we not including this before? Why wouldn't we have included this? Sign language, using your hands to communicate, has been a thing for millennia. You know?
Yeah, and I feel like there was probably already some of it, like not like necessarily outright spoken, but I would say Thieves' Cant, I would say involves, in my worlds, it's always involved some sort of sign language.
Okay.
So that you can like communicate without speaking.
Yeah. So it makes sense. Yeah, I love that.
But I also,
Sorry.
but now
Please
I give it to all
continue.
my.
I just wanted to. I just saw that.
I was like, yeah, give it to every single rogue. It's so awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I saw that and I was like, I got really excited. I was like, that's the thing now. It is.
Yeah, I've played so many systems. I like playing weird indie systems.
Yo. Okay. Speaking of weird systems, there's one that I haven't played, but I've got the books for it somewhere, in PDF form. Scions. Have you gotten a chance to play Scions?
I haven't, but I had an opportunity to, but I didn't have the opportunity to. Like, I got invited, but I didn't have the time.
I kind of want to play it. It looks really cool.
I want to get a GURPS game together, because they just updated the rules for GURPS recently.
I haven't even heard of GURPS in like 10 years.
Yeah. So it was
I've
like
never
it
heard
was
of it
getting
ever. What is it?
so it's generic.
Universal role play system.
Yeah.
Already sounds thrilling. Very generic.
Yeah. Basically it's a rule system So like where D&D, you're stuck kind of in the D&D world and it's hard to homebrew outside of the rules of D&D. GURPS is supposed to be a rule system that you can throw on top of any setting.
A lot of the people that I ran with would use GURPS for Star Wars. And they even, one of the friends I had, he made it DC Comics GURPS run, which was quite interesting. I didn't play because I had no idea what the hell was happening at the time. But we talked a lot about it, and I think it uses a D6 system instead of a D20. Is that right?
Yes.
Kind of similar to White Wolf, where you would have a list of different skills that you were able to use, and then you would buy those skills with a specific amount of D6s, was like 1 through 5, and you would roll those amount of D6s.
I will say, I just pulled up their website.
Okay.
If you pull up their website, it looks like it's straight out of the 90s and they've never updated it, and it just makes me happy.
Oh my god, I got it. Is that SJ Games?
Yeah. This website does not look updated.
Oh my god.
Like it's definitely like you can tell it's definitely modern, like it's modern like system, but it looks like this looks like an old like 90s 2000s
it
like
looks
website.
like HTML.
Yeah,
it looks like HTML.
It does. It does.
It really does. Okay. Now I got to look at the page source.
Yeah, but they just put out it looks like they just put out a new free adventure. Monster Hunter's Adventure: The Face of Fire came out today.
Oh, shit.
And I love that their book covers still look like oh no, it's not free. It's $10. But their book covers still always look like they're just the original book covers. They've never updated the art or the style. I love it.
I love that.
Incredible.
You know, you've got Wizards of the Coast out here trying to draw everybody in, and then you've got SJ Games like, we know what you want.
It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. But yeah, like I love testing out as many new systems as I can get my hands on. Like I've run Monster of the Week games, which we are getting tomorrow.
I think tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow, Friday.
I
I have a watch on. It has the date. Yeah, tomorrow. So, tomorrow we have our Monster of the Week game. I unfortunately will not be in it. I almost joined it, but that would have been too many streaming for Kelly, and that's, you know, it's a lot.
What's 8 times 3.5?
And a half?
Yeah. I'll calculate it. Sorry. I was hoping maybe someone might.
Like, don't make me do math right
28?
now.
28. Okay.
Oh, there's so many good GURPS ideas. They have a Discworld one. They have Mars Attacks. Anyway, but yeah, like I'm trying to like pull in all these like super obscure things. One of the ones I'm using right now is like, because I love the idea, is Paragenasi. So they're genasi that are extremely rare because they have the bloodline of 2 different elementals.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's dust Paragenasi, ice Paragenasi, magma Paragenasi, ooze Paragenasi, smoke Paragenasi, and steam Paragenasi.
That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get these like modernized is the hardest part.
Right.
But there are like so many like lost things, like ghost elves.
Ghosts.
Listen, I'm pretty sure that's just Shatterkai.
Nope, very different. These live in the primordial forests of the spectral citadels, and they're dubbed ghost elves for their eerie appearance.
Still sounds like the Shatterkai to me, man.
Kinda. I mean, they're supposed to be separated out and they live in the ethereal plane.
All right.
Yeah.
See, I've always had in games run for me and the ones that I run where the Shadowfell and the ethereal plane aren't the same thing.
Yeah,
It's just,
that's fair. They probably honestly became, like, Ghost Elves just became the Shatterkai. But,
it sounds cool having like a different type of elf though. Like I like that. You know, I remember when there was sun elves and moon elves and wood elves and sea elves and
I want them all
every
back.
elf.
Just
right?
give me all the things.
So, it's like, can I play them all at the same time? No, but I want all of them anyway.
Just like, my biggest thing, there used to be dinosaur races. Dinosaur humanoids. I want them back. So
Wizards
bad.
just like, man, lizard
I
folk.
would love some dinosaur humans.
Lizard folk are not dinosaurs.
No, they're not. That's what I was saying. Wizards of the Coast is like, meh, lizard folk.
Yeah, lizard folk is
Sure.
the catch-all for any reptilian race that's not a dragon. And I don't
Basically.
like it.
Yeah.
There's so much we could do with like I just want us to like
Oh, yeah.
let's get real popular and we'll just build our own thing.
Bet.
I mean, there are so many. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. There are so many really cool types of reptiles and abilities that various types of reptiles have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so to just limit it and be like, nah, you lizard folk, kobolds, dragonborn, that's it. You know, it's like
Yeah, because we have
such a-
there are people who play crocodilian lizard folk,
Mhm.
and that is so different than like
right.
so many
I
other.
mean, can you imagine what is it like the horned lizards
Mhm.
that shoot blood out of their eyes, stuff like that. You know, all sorts of different things. I mean, I guess we've got the Yuan-Ti also, so snake people.
Yeah,
But dinosaur people is like a whole
Huh.
different.
it's so
and heck,
cool.
if you imagine
Especially
having a lizard
dinosaurs-
folk race
dinosaurs
that was a
aren't just
chameleon that could
reptiles
turn into
either.
anything.
So it's just like you can't just be like, dinosaurs is the equivalent of reptile people. It's like, no,
Yo,
dinosaurs
wait,
were not just
wait.
reptiles. What do you mean?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Homebrew race. Homebrew race. This is what happens when you mix a lizard folk with an Aarakocra. Dinosaurs.
For sure, for sure.
Wait a minute.
Might be onto something here. I will say, I did see a funny meme earlier this week. That was the Charlie Day with like his crazy pose and like the strings and everything in the background. It's like chicken. Everyone loves chicken, and everyone says crocodile tastes like chicken, but they're both the closest thing that's related to dinosaurs. Crocodiles and chickens just taste like dinosaurs.
It's true. At least some of the dinosaurs. And I think, I should be allowed to eat a dinosaur. Hey, Grim, have you ever watched, what was that? Flintstones and thought, man, I want to cook some of that.
Yes, so often. So often.
See the giant ribs and like, I would eat
Dude,
that.
anytime
in one sitting.
it's the giant hunk of meat. This is in any cartoon, but anytime it's the giant hunk of meat on a bone,
Yep.
and the way it pulls off,
Uh-huh.
I want that.
Yep.
All right.
Give me Luffy's meat. Phrasing.
Don't wait.
Giggity.
Somebody clip that.
I mean, it's just a giant shawarma on a stick, but it looks like a boom.
I mean,
I want food like that. Okay, like I want to eat the whole fucking haunch of a cow. All right, like
yeah. How would you prepare
I mean,
that, Grim?
I could definitely see that.
with a smoker.
Yeah, yeah. I got a really nice smoker.
Ooh.
You want to try to figure out how to load it in my car and bring it down for Thanksgiving?
Listen.
Oh, the
I would
imaginary food from
devour
Hook.
that. Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
You're believing, Peter.
It's
You're
just
doing
it's
it!
Suck on a dead
just
dog's nose,
good.
Zuko. Sorry. Rufio.
I mean, I feel so deceived every time I go to a Ren fair because they have the turkey legs and they look the way that, like, you know, but then they're always so dry, you know, because they're just kind of sitting there the whole day. I don't know. I always get really freaking.
See, you got it. Okay, I am a little bit of a connoisseur when it comes to the turkey legs. You get in
Okay.
line at 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. Okay.
way
You gotta
before
get
the
the
lunch
fresh
crowd
stuff.
starts.
Yeah.
It is so
That's true.
And
I
then
know.
you get the. I got a terrible story to tell you. My first Ren fair in Idaho, I got the turkey leg. I was walking up to my table. I tripped and it fell right into the sand. Just my first turkey leg,
Saddest thing I've ever.
covered in clay and sand, dirt, and I was just like, I can't eat
You gotta
this.
eat it anyways.
I did. I powered through that shit.
That's just mountain man shake and bake, as Billy Bob would say.
Nothing like a little bit.
Oh man.
Another dollar. I
Uh,
am gonna owe a fortune to the kids.
I say I went to. I think I had a turkey leg and it was like this is dang good. I was a kid. Went up to the Puyallup Fair in Washington State, and they always had the best food there. It's a humongous state fair, and you get the turkey leg. So we'd all split up and be like, okay, you go order the turkey legs, you go order the scones,
Mhm.
we'll go order the blackberry milkshakes. You know, we'd all split up and we'd come back and we just feast, and it was the greatest thing ever. And those turkey legs, every dang time. Oh, hello.
Hello.
What are your experiences with turkey legs?
He's still connecting to audio. He can't hear us yet.
Ah,
There he is.
turkey legs there, Matt and Hat.
tell me
His
about the
headphones
turkey
aren't on.
legs. No.
Tell us about the turkey legs.
The turkey! The turkey, Matt! The turkey!
Wait,
Feast upon the dinosaurs!
I was told if any of you have ever chewed on plastic, then you have eaten dinosaur because fossil fuels.
Okay. Okay.
Look, that's one way to say it.
Oh gosh. Also, when you go to the fair and there's those barbecue places and they're selling chicken by the half. You get a chicken, they cut it in half, they hand it to you. That's it. Oh, yes,
Oh,
please.
wow. I need to do that. Also, it's a sandwich chest. What state are y'all in? I say I'm in a constant state of panic.
Mm,
For me, it's a constant state of depression.
Missouri. Misery. I apologize. I said it incorrectly. I did that with a,
currently, or like what state have I been in? Because I've been in quite a few.
Same.
Same.
Yeah, we lived in Idaho. We lived in Washington. He lived in California for a while.
California and Nevada. I love that desert.
I lived in
Too
South
dry.
Carolina. Oh, we're in Virginia now.
I take it you all didn't see the adult treat that was passed out while I was out this
I
evening.
saw it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So
Excellent.
there was a house out in the neighborhood that had an adults only bucket that you could go and get fireball shots from. They're just
Yes.
Yeah, that's the house to go.
But
We
the-
were
the
just
problem-
talking about that earlier. We
The-
we need more people who hand out adult treats. We
The
just need to make our
problem is-
own next time.
The problem was that there was no one handing them out. They were just unattended buckets sitting in the driveway.
Oh.
That is that
Okay,
is-
that's bad. That's bad.
not like there are
But-
teenagers. There are teenagers who go trick or treating.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're gonna
for
know
sure.
what that is.
I mean, well, and can you imagine, like, parents are distracted, a little kid runs up and grabs it, and is like, oh, hey, it's just like a little drink. Like, 'cause there's like those little soda, like barrel juices and stuff like that. They're just like, oh, it's a little drink. They don't think about it. They stuff it in their bag. They get home. They're just munching. They just like, you know, that could be really bad.
I'd say they'd probably struggle just a bit getting into it, but yeah.
Yeah. But you know, like an 8 or 9-year-old, you know, they're not going to struggle so much. You know,
I also don't know if they're
going to bother to ask their parents for help. Yeah, they would taste really nasty to them. Hopefully they'd just spit it out and be like, and their parents would realize.
This smells like really, really strong cinnamon drink. I dare you drink the whole thing.
See, okay, so were they like little like bottle things then? Because like, okay,
yeah, they were like the
like the ones you get on the
gas
airplane.
stations.
Yeah.
Gas stations, sure.
Okay, because I remember growing up, we had over in California, my nana used to get these, again, passing out for the adults. They were little chocolates in the shape of champagne bottles.
Yep.
Oh yeah, those. Yes.
And they have liquor inside the chocolate.
Yes.
So it's like, that's what I thought you were talking about. I'm like, oh no.
Those almost go out of stock as fast as gas stations around here get them.
Oh yeah.
Hey, question: would you guys like to do a this or that, or perhaps a 2,000 questions about me?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord! All right, let's go.
Look, we have an extrovert who can lead the conversation now.
There we go.
Hey, finally, we've been struggling. Hey, I want question 1,478, please.
In this or that, or would you like the
2,000 questions? The 2,000 questions. I want 1,000.
I think you need to understand, Matt. Questions are her catnip. Okay.
1,400.
Any sort of question game is my favorite thing. Absolutely my favorite.
1,478. What makes you cry every time you think about it?
Emotion based. Get it, Jess.
Hey, Jess.
Think
about last night. Hey, Jess. Think about last night. Think about the whale, Jess.
She's suddenly like, I don't want to be here anymore. Never mind.
Right? I suddenly regret everything. I watched The Whale last night, and for those of you who have seen it, you know how absolutely life-shatteringly devastating it is. So that was really sad. But as far as things that just make me cry every time I think about it,
Sorry.
Shut up! He said my mother. I was going to jokingly say my childhood, but I don't know. I don't really cry much.
Understandable. I
cry at movies. I don't cry at life.
I cry. My God. Every time I have sat down and watched the movie Jojo Rabbit, I have cried every time. There are two scenes in that movie that wreck me. I did see the 620 request, so this is for all of us. If you were entering a world like Star Wars, would you be a Jedi or a Sith?
Jedi.
I'd be a Hutt.
Jedi. Jedi. I married a Sith.
Ooh, hey.
Honestly, I'd just be some random.
I just want to know. I want you to know that Kelly just showed up and was like, "Hey."
Hey. I think
Christy did the same thing a minute ago.
Like,
what?
if we get to choose, you know, we're choosing our life path or whatever. I mean, it's hard to really choose one side or the other. I mean, if you follow them as they're meant to be, neither one is what I want.
To be a giant nerd, I would be Qui-Gon Jinn.
I don't know a whole lot about Star Wars. I kind of got into the fandom more recently, but from what I understand, the Sith, what they're meant to be is they're meant to follow passion and really intense emotion, feel it, all of it. Is it generally what they're meant to be?
Yeah,
you know?
not necessarily all of them, but yes, they tend to be more.
I think
passion driven. They're
like what's their creed, their code?
I can pull it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please.
Because
if I remember correctly, the Jedi code is neutrality, where the Sith code is supposed to be passion.
Supposed to be, yes.
Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains will be broken. The force shall free me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's supposed to be passion and emotion.
Granted, I don't know if that is what is technically the canon version of the thing is because that was from one of the books.
Yeah,
That's
a lot
fair.
of that's been redacted after Disney took over too. And
Good
even,
job,
even,
Disney.
Fuck Disney.
Yeah, Disney doesn't
Even-
count. Hey,
even
language.
before Disney took
Put in
over,
$1.
there was a lot of extra stuff that was thrown in there from a lot of different places, and there was
Yeah.
There was
Really?
never a
Listen, Disney
through
redacted
canon.
one of my favorite series from the Star Wars universe, so no. Screw
Which
Disney.
one?
Force Unleashed.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, it's gotta
I
be Force Unleashed.
loved Force Unleashed so much. That was one of my favorite characters of all time. Loved him so much. Starkiller, absolutely
Yeah.
loved him.
Here's the 3 code. Here's the Jedi's. There is no emotion. There is peace. There is no ignorance. There is knowledge. There is no passion. There is serenity. There is no chaos. There is harmony. There is no death. There is the Force. And then the gray code, which is not canon. There is no dark side nor light side. There is only the Force. I will do what I must to keep the balance. There is no good without evil, but evil must not be allowed to flourish. There is passion yet peace. There is serenity yet emotion. There is chaos yet order.
That sounds right.
See, that's
Yeah.
what I would do.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's what I would want to do. I mean, because the Sith one, although it isn't outright evil, it's not like, hey, go out and just friggin' murder people and torture and whatever. It definitely does lean that way. It's like it puts the importance on victory. It puts the importance on
It leaves things open to corruption.
yeah.
So we have a
does,
request
but
for.
so does the Jedi one.
Yeah.
I mean, erase
this-
all emotion and be completely neutral. That's not ever going to work out for anybody.
Right.
Suppress yourself. Don't feel who you are.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna. Well, we saw.
I was gonna say, ask Obi-Wan. I'm sure it'll definitely work out.
Totally, absolutely. So we have a this or that question asked
Oh,
just
yeah,
a moment
go
ago. So bite your tongue or bite your cheek?
I bite my cheek
Uh,
all the time on purpose.
I was gonna say, I'm constantly biting my cheek because I have no concept of how big my mouth is.
I would say if I had to pick, I would probably pick bite my tongue because that seems to
Yeah, that's
recover
what I would
faster
pick,
than
too.
bite my cheek.
Yeah, my tongue recovers faster. The pain is more like in the moment, feels a
Sure.
bit more intense and jarring. But my cheek, like it
I
just
chew on it.
doesn't feel very quickly. and then
I do chew
What?
on my cheek. I
now
do
it's
chew on the inner.
swollen,
Yeah,
and
my
I and it,
cheeks.
Yep.
yeah,
I chew on my inner cheek all the time.
yeah. So
I
like
said
if
I
I
chew
bite
on my cheeks,
cheek,
and Kelly
it's
just showed up and went,
Stop it! All right. Do in the 2000. Do question number 4. Do question.
Oro
number
says question number 69.
I mean,
four.
we can do either of them or both.
"Yep,
Oh.
Do both.
Did you
Wonderful.
both? All right. So you said 4. Yes, she nodded 4. All right.
Yes.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm sure not to be on my mic the entire time, so we don't get the weird reverberations.
What is your current state of mind?
Depression.
dissociative."
My hair feels nice.
I cut all of my hair off earlier because I didn't like how it felt on my skin.
Hey.
My hair right now.
I just had I was babysitting a dog earlier, and I'm very glad that it has gone home at this point in time. I'm not opposed to dogs. I just don't like dog kisses at all. Their tongue drives
Yeah, no,
me.
they're a little sloppy.
I don't like the feel of their skin at all.
I have a mastiff.
My parents used
He's a good
to
boy.
raise and breed boxers when I was a kid, so I'm definitely used to slobbery and bouncy and jump on you dogs. That's the energy I grew up with.
I'm fine with them jumping up at me and stuff like that. Just don't lick me. I don't need that. Let's see here. The number 69. Have you ever had a health scare? That's pretty.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
answer.
Yes.
Remember what?
I blacked out at work, which I work in a kitchen, so you guys can imagine that's not good.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
No. I blacked out at work. They sent me to the doctor. Doctor said it was fine. I was, excused from work for the rest of the day, but I went home. I woke up very early the next morning, super sweaty, and I was like, have we ever had a health scare? Was one of the questions. And yeah, there was when I say super sweaty, I mean like there was an outline of me on the bed, like just sweating. and I was like, holy crap, what is going on? I went to go get the thermometer to check my temperature, and my temperature was a 94.5, which, if you know, it's not supposed to do that.
You're not regulating the way you're supposed
yeah.
to.
I googled it. The only reason that your temperature is that low is if you're bleeding out or you're hypothermic. Well, it's August, so I'm not hypothermic, and I was like, oh my god, am I losing blood? And I go to check my pulse, and I realized in that moment I didn't fucking have one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I made it back to my bed before passing out again. And
wow.
And Jess got me to the hospital. I was having an anxiety-induced heart attack.
Holy shit.
I was just so stressed from work that my heart was like, you're done. I don't fucking care. I'm over it.
You know, that's a good sign right there that you're doing the right thing.
Stress is the killer.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we were
I didn't even think about this until earlier today. Actually, till just now. But like a while back, whenever I was driving over the road, right, I had a shingles outbreak because of stress, and so the shingles. I don't know if anybody's aware or not, but like if you had chickenpox as a kid, you can come back later on in life, and apparently stress can be a thing that causes that to occur, and it can manifest in your eyes, and if it manifests in your eyes, you can go blind. So you can literally get chickenpox as a child, stress yourself out, and go blind as an adult.
Love that. That's great.
I had an asthma attack.
I had chickenpox.
That was all mine was. Like
I'm so scared right now.
We're all old enough that we all had chickenpox, okay?
I never did. I was vaccinated.
Oh,
fuck you.
Hey.
I was one of the early people who got vaccinated.
Lucky. We had chickenpox parties.
Yep, same.
I was like one of the the first people who got vaccinated. My grandfather literally called my mom. He was the head of dermatology at the university hospital and was like, "Get your kid this vaccine."
Yeah, I didn't get vaccinated, but my sister, who was born 14 months after me, she was able to get vaccinated. So I was like right there at the cutoff. So it was really frustrating.
Yeah, the only scary thing about my asthma attack, though, was I thought I died. Because, like, so I ran into my room. I ran into my mom's room, like, because I wasn't breathing. So I'm, like, stumbling. I can't get air in. I'm black. Right. I'm fading in and out because I don't have oxygen. Like, I'm getting, like, tiny gasps in. Like, I'm getting... like, just the barest amount to keep me alive. I black out in the car. I wake up in the hospital in this white room with a heated blanket. So it's that like thin blanket, but it's heated. So I'm like, that's not a real thing. Blankets this thin can't be this warm. I'm in heaven. I died.
Oh no.
I'm so convinced I'm dead. I look over and there's my mom. I'm like, did you die too?
Oh no, Mom.
Oh
gosh. I would say my scariest thing was I had I actually don't even know what it was, but I woke up in the middle of the night, nauseous, awful, went to the bathroom, threw up, passed out on the floor, came back to, threw up some more, and like kind of continued this cycle of throwing up, passing out for like 5 hours until I was just like throwing up just straight blood. There was nothing left in my stomach, and I was just throwing up blood. And after like 5 hours, I was so unaware, like not even like unaware, but like cognitively, like I couldn't seem to really grasp what was happening. So I didn't call for help or anything, and I'm just like lying there, vomiting and passing out. And so then Blake came in, and he's like, "Hey, it's like 6 a.m. now. What are you doing?"
Hydration or dehydration, boys and girls.
I chose dehydration on that day. I really did. So I went to the hospital, and I had been so stressed about my mother coming to visit that I developed like some sort of, I don't know, ulcer or something, and I was throwing up blood, and it was.
My God, isn't it fantastic what stress can do to us?
Right? Yeah. So I haven't had anything terrible.
Moral of the story: calm the fuck down, kids.
Yeah, everybody stop stressing out about stuff.
Closest thing I have to anything that everybody said is I've chopped that part of my finger off when I was like 5.
Wow. Wait. Oh no, mine's my middle finger.
Yeah. And,
I've done it. I keep doing it. There's a
Oh my
scar
God.
Popping
here,
it off?
and then there's more, and then there's more. I have 3 scars on this finger because I've cut more and more off of this finger.
I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I remember the scariest one actually was I had an emergency C-section, and nobody told me why. Yeah, I was having Ev, and everything seemed to be going fine. I was, you know, just getting ready to give birth, and they come and they check me, and they're like, "Oh, hey, not to panic you, but we are immediately moving you to the surgery room." And I'm like, "Oh, why?" And then everyone stopped talking to me, and so I have no idea what is going on or why this is happening, if she's okay or anything. So they take me in, they pump me full of drugs, they flip me over, stab me in the back with a needle, and I'm just like lying there on like the the T pose.
And they pull her arms out, by the way, in T-pose because they're about to cut her stomach open.
Yeah, so I'm like lying there, and they're like holding my arms down until I understand that I need to keep them there. So I'm like, they're restraining me, and I don't know what's happening. And so I'm like freaking out a little bit, but I'm like, so she was born, she was fine, and I guess they talked to Blake because I ended up, I blacked out. Huh?
You want me to tell this part?
Yeah, I blacked out from just panic, and so I didn't even wake up until hours later. I saw that she was born. I was like, good, I can let go now, and I was gone.
So, from my perspective, I thought that they told her because I watched 2 nurses go over to look at her face, and they were quiet. It looked like they were talking to her, and then one of the nurses came over to me and told me what was going on. What had happened was everything was fine. Everything was going well. Jess was dilating. Evelyn was facing the right direction. And then at the last minute, the baby just decided, I don't want to anymore. Turned completely around, was breech, and then defecated.
Oh.
Yeah, she shit inside my body in protest of being born.
You know, I feel that. No.
So they told me, hey, we don't know how long it's been like this. If we're not, we need to hurry because right now the water's already broke. That's the only thing your baby is breathing. Is
Poop water.
Is poop. Yeah.
Poop. Yeah.
So we need to get the baby out. So they again moved to the operating room. I'm standing right next to Jess. They definitely drug the fuck out of her because she says she's blacking out the whole time. And from my perspective, she looked like this. She just her eyes couldn't get wider, but she was trying to make them wider.
If anybody has a number between 1 and 3,000, let me know. Otherwise,
1776.
Oh, 1776. Which
America.
book? Which book?
Oh, the 2,000 questions.
2,000 questions. 1776. Let's jump. Here we go.
Oh, sandwich. Me too.
Yeah,
my mom.
gosh,
I was
sandwich.
the first. I was the first one born, and scared my mom to death because they just grabbed me and ran.
That's not a necklace, Samish.
That's how I came out like this.
That's
All right. What TV show do you always watch reruns of?
American Dad.
Brotherhood.
American Dad. Yep. Good one. What is it?
Full Metal
Love that
Alchemist
show.
Brotherhood. I will always
Yep.
go back to that.
Yep. I have a dating policy based off Full Metal Alchemist, and that is if you can watch the Nina Tucker stuff and not cry, we can't be in a relationship anymore.
That broke me the first time. I didn't cry, but I felt so just like in shock, hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't.
I saw red, and I'm like, let me through this TV. I need to stab this man.
Yep. So, okay. At one point in time, I was having a really, really difficult time. Like, I knew I knew full well that I was having like a really emotional day, but I couldn't like break through it and make myself like cry. And I needed an emotional kick in the butt. So I sat down and watched both of the episodes with Nina and what played out there. Then I watched the death of Maze Hughes, and then I turned around and I watched Futurama Jurassic Park.
Oh my gosh, no. I have to skip that episode because like
I do too.
That's a level of pain that I'm just like, nah, can't do that today.
There are like 3 episodes on Futurama is my go-to, by the way.
That's probably mine
I will
too.
say that's the Maze Hughes funeral. That's the one that got me to cry. I sobbed. Oh my gosh.
When he gets shot. That's
that one. I felt my stomach drop with that.
Because you just had to change into his wife to do it. Really. I got
Did you hear why Envy shot him?
Because he knew it was her.
I mean that, but it's Envy.
Well,
and Maze Hughes was the man that had everything.
Oh, yeah. Envy got everything they had coming to him. Whatever. Mustang got hold of.
Yeah, Envy.
That scene. Oh, it feels good. Feels good.
I mean, he just got a promotion. He had a loving wife. He had a kid. He had a house. He was literally the man that had everything.
Yep. Wow.
Oh.
Killed by Envy.
Okay, moving on. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Do 1776 in the other book.
1776 in the other book. All right, 1776 in the other book, and then you said 420.
Yeah.
Of course, 1776 over
did
here.
69.
Let's see here. Have to wear pajamas every day for the rest of your life, or a suit every day for the rest of your life. Pajamas.
Give me a suit.
Pajamas.
Give me
Really?
a suit. I will Barney Stinson the shit out of this. Give me a suit.
Barney
Give me a
Stinson.
nice,
Barney
fine tailored
Stinson.
suit.
That guy's awesome. Awesome.
Give me a nice, fine I used to have fitted suits. Okay.
Okay.
No. Hold
Wait,
on.
wait.
Pause. I worked for the movie theater, right? I worked for the movie theater for 10 years. As a manager for the movie theater, we were required to wear suits, which I thought was going to be a pain in the ass. Except for one of the guys that I worked with gave me an address to a place like the next town over, where it was a warehouse that provided their stuff for like other like suit places, like Men's Warehouse and stuff like that. And so we would go there, and I was able to get 4 custom fitted suits for $300.
Hey,
I loved that place, and I would get suits. I had so many suits. I loved suits.
Look, I love how I look in a suit. My autism does not let me wear suits. If it
right
is
there,
not stretch, I can't wear it.
The way, my very first panic attack was, I can tell you exactly where I was. I can tell you exactly what I was doing. I was driving my patrol car on the north end of Springfield. I was coming down Kansas Road, not Kansas Expressway. I could see the Lowe's over off the right-hand side of the car, and at that exact moment as I was coming around that curve, the paracord bracelet that I would wear started like feeling real awful on my arm, and I kept like trying to like turn it and adjust it, and it wouldn't stop, and my skin was crawling.
Nope.
So I unbuckled it and threw it across the car, and as soon as that was gone, my watch on the other arm was like, hey, I'm over here too. And now I'm like very aware. I'm very aware of my ballistic vest and my duty belt, and I was like, nope, it's got to all come off.
Stop it.
That moment when you become hyper aware of everything that you're wearing. Yeah.
Stop it!
Yeah. I loved the suit. I had like really crisp suits for like, you know, like nice, like, you know,
I hate
formal
that
wear
feeling.
and stuff. But most of the suits that I would get, because again, I'm working at a movie theater, I need to be able to bend and move and flex, had like a lot of like nylon and polyester, and they had a lot of give to them and whatnot. But they still looked so fucking good. Oh, I had one that okay, slight topic change. Okay, so again, working at the movie theater, we were really busy one day, super slammed, right? And I had to run to the back to go get popcorn seed because we were running out in the poppers, and so they're 50-pound bags of seed. I got one bag on each shoulder. I'm like literally sprinting in a 3-piece suit with 100 pounds of popcorn seed through the lobby, and this lady stops me with the haircut. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yep.
The haircut, right?
Close to yours.
And and she just goes, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Yeah? How can I help you, ma'am?" She's like, "Can you do something about this?" And I'm like, you know what? Give me a minute. We'll figure this out. Get the popcorn over the counter. Like, please take care of this. I will be back in a second. I don't know what's going on. Go over. I'm like, what can I help you with, ma'am? She's like, this. And she's holding up her medium popcorn, which is quite literally dripping butter. And I was like, yeah, give me a moment. And so I go behind the counter, and for our kids' trays, so that the little kids can have popcorn, there are these little plastic things that go inside the cardboard kid tray so that the kids don't do what she did.
Yep.
But they fit perfectly on the outside of a medium popcorn bag. They're the exact same size and shape. And so bring that over, put her bag on it, hand it back to her. She's like, well, your cashier didn't give it to me. I'm like, well, they're for children. Keep in mind, I did in fact say that out loud because I was having a day. And the part that set me off, and I should have gotten fired. I'm surprised I didn't. And she's like, well, what are you going to do about this? And she points at her, I'm not even kidding, bright teal skinny jeans. And there is a, like, nickel-sized spot on the knee. And she's like, these are $20 pants. And I just stand up at my full 6'7" height. I'm like, ma'am, I'm wearing a $600 suit. I don't give a crap about your pants. And I just turned and went to the office. I just went and sat in the office, slammed the door. My boss is like, what? Then I hear a... looks at me. What did you do? I'm like, I'm not taking that.
So, 420 in the About Me. Does time heal all wounds, or is that just a saying?
Yeah, it helps.
Certainly helps, for sure. But I have learned, thanks to post-traumatic stress disorder, that it can take a little bit more than just some time. And I actually heard a really neat thing the other day.
wounds definitely take more than just time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that it is a saying, but I also think that there's something to it. As far as physical go, sure.
Talk to anybody with a chronic mental health disorder and tell them time heals all wounds. It's going to be fine eventually. Just wait it out. Like, that's not at all how this works. Not at all.
Also, tell it to anyone that's lost someone.
Oh yeah.
Time will heal your wound. No, no, it won't.
It just and I heard something once, and I kind of pulled to that too, especially on the losing someone front. It doesn't go away. It gets easier to deal with. It doesn't go away.
I will say, define heal, because to play devil's advocate, you can walk away with a scar, and a scar is not going to make you. Scars can be immobilizing, depending on how deep the scar is. It healed, but the wound's still there.
I actually just the other day heard about Stone Man syndrome, where your tissue repairs itself with bone rather than like actual tissue, whatever it is. It's ultimately immobilizing.
Yep.
It's
terrifying.
Wild.
Yeah, it is
terrifying,
very
for sure, but like also just like medically speaking, that's wild.
Well, because they can't even go. They can't even go in and cut it out, because when it heals back, it becomes back as bone again.
Yep. If they
what's terrifying about that
to
too
fix
is every time you exercise and you get that pain,
Yep.
you are ripping your muscles.
Yep.
So if you were to go
I hate
exercise
this thing.
to that degree,
this is literally one of my phobias that I'm just going to randomly develop this. It is literally one of my biggest hypochondrias. Like it's a problem. I'm like, I get really stiff sometimes, and I'm like, I'm
What I'm
developing
hearing
bone.
What I'm hearing is Jasher is the Thing from the Fantastic Four.
Please,
Hey.
please let me have let me have rock organs. Oh, let me he just doesn't seem like he ever has body pain. Also, he lives for thousands of years. I don't particularly want
Right.
that part, but like the fact that like in the comics, he's just alive, like super far in the future, and he's just like helping. It's just like, oh, give me. I don't get it. Like he's like, I look like a monster. I'm like, you look awesome. Shut up.
Bone
You don't
Man!
go to a doctor, you go to a gem cutter to get your hair checked out.
Stop!
Oh, so we did have a this or that for 999, and the question is: never shower again or never brush your teeth again.
Both.
Oh, that's
Terrible. That's a terrible,
that's
terrible one.
bad.
Both are awful,
Autism.
but if I have
Both.
to choose, stop. Say, both are awful, but if I have to choose, I'm gonna say never brush, and I'll just get dentures.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say okay.
I need to wash my hair.
No
I
shower?
can't have. I can't do it.
I'll go with the no shower because it said absolutely. Wait, it said you never take a shower again, right?
Never take a shower again.
Okay, it said
You-
absolutely nothing about
Nothing
bath.
about bathing. Yep.
I
Same.
can't fit in a bathtub, Gibbs.
Go jump in the lake.
Wait,
Come on.
wait. There are some bathtubs. They make bathtubs for you, Grim.
They do make bathtubs.
They make them for you.
They're called swimming pools. Don't
No.
go to the public.
Yeah, no, they're
Get some
called
more of those striker
jacuzzis. Yeah.
bath pipes again.
Every single bathtub I have attempted to fit in, I don't. I just
Oh.
I, like to the point that it's comical of how much of me is sticking out of the bathtub.
Have you considered man wipes or dude wipes? That's what they're called.
Dude wipes.
Dude wipes.
I actually had a ton of those after I was done at the hospital because they're like, we're gonna throw these away. You can have them if you want. I'm like, fuck yeah.
They're
when we go
really
camping.
helpful, especially for like depression.
Kohler
days,
makes a
or
Kohler
when
makes a freestanding
kids are,
bath
like,
that's
fighting
72
you
inches
on the-
long.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
But yeah, Jess is
I
right.
also
you
just
need-
saw the comments. Sam, is you inviting me over for a bath? Is that what's happening?
So we had a guy that was at our jail. He was one of our inmates, and I don't remember his actual name, but he referred to himself as the Dragon because he never brushed his teeth ever, and the only thing keeping his teeth in his head was the plaque that had built up and just held his teeth in place. And he called himself the Dragon because he said that if he breathed on anyone, that they would get nauseous from the fumes that he would just emit from his mouth.
Well, that's one way to keep your cellmates away from you.
Yeah,
That's
bathing.
vile.
This super vile. He's like,
Man's
yeah,
got a mouth on him. Ugh.
He's still about like this, and he'd
See
stand there
what
and
you
he'd
did
go,
there.
"Yeah, I can't brush my teeth. If I brush my teeth will all fall out."
Okay,
That's
Gilbert
not
Godfrey,
okay.
Calm down. Damn.
take like 7 or 8 steps back, and
It said don't brush your teeth. I have a water flosser. That's
Ooh,
technically not brushing.
I have a water pick as well, and man, that thing's super nice until I accidentally kick it on the higher setting, and then it feels like it's blowing through my teeth and my gums, and it hurts like hell.
You spit out a mouthful of blood after.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
It's probably fine. You don't need blood.
Nah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Grim,
hate the fact.
Replace
Grim,
all
we've
my
already
blood
covered
with
that.
Listerine. Wait, what's
We
up?
already covered that, Grim. Remember what happened when you had not enough blood?
No, but going
got
back to
really
what Jess
sweaty
was saying,
and
they really
passed
make
out.
those striker wipes great for like depression days, or in my case when I was like, oh shit, I don't want to shower today.
Yeah.
Pull them out. They were great for
Autism.
Camping too.
Sometimes I just use wipes.
Hey, it worked for being a trucker as well, because you don't always have an opportunity to hit a shower, and not all the truck stops had really nice showers. So sometimes you're just like,
Flying
yeah, I'm
J's, man. Flying
gonna
J's.
clean. Loves
I
to go to
also
it.
am blessed genetically to never stink. Almost. Never.
Really?
Yep.
Curse you and your whole bloodline.
I got the opposite.
I get it from
gene.
my
I
dad.
can take 2 showers a day and still smell like rotting apples. It's gross. I hate it.
Let's see here.
Eat less garlic. It comes out in your sweat.
762.
7-6. Hey, I appreciate that. Which book?
This or that.
3,000.
Okay, this or that. 762.
Why do I always use gun calibers?
Great question.
Ask my wife. I smell great.
All right.
223-556-762. Come on.
762. Meet the love of your life, but they can't understand your language or perfectly understand or be perfectly understood by someone you hate.
Yes. The second one. The second one.
Yeah.
As someone
Be
who struggles
perfectly
with
understood.
communication, the second one.
I want them
The
to
second
perfectly understand how much I hate them.
Hey, damn you. I think I'm on
I
board
mean,
with that.
the first one, I'm already got that checked off, so
You
I don't
know,
need that
that's
one.
actually I'm gonna go with that because that was funny as hell. I was like,
That's
yeah.
no, that's a solid answer. Like, that's a great answer.
Can we also talk about how the two gingers with the probable rage issues were like,
I
our
am not the
enemies
one
must
who has
know.
issues with my rage,
And
okay?
Jess-
It's other
Jess wins the
people.
book. And Jess wins the book. So- Let's see here. Okay.
Sandwich, that's a good point, though. First one, can't you
Yeah,
learn?
that was gonna be my original comment. I was like, I
Sure.
can learn another language.
Aw,
Like,
Grim, you're sweet. Our enemies must know what
I'm
we say.
just a marshmallow, okay?
Hey, I'm the baby, but sometimes some people need to know what you're trying to say, and you're bad at saying things.
Mm.
Yeah.
So this or that 119.
Granted, the people I hate, there's like 3. Ever.
Yeah, my hate
I
list
don't
is
hate
actually
people.
pretty low. It's really like that's a lot of emotional investment in a person I don't really give a lot of crap about.
Yup. I don't hate people.
So let's see here. 119. Go to church for 7 hours for 1 day or 1 hour for 7 days.
I think I'd
In a
rather be.
row?
I've
on
already
my
done
big
the
toe.
first one. I grew up Mormon.
Wasn't
Ooh.
7 hours.
I'm just kidding. With my
Wait,
dad, it was.
wait.
We
With
my
weren't allowed to do
grandparents,
nothing
it
but
was.
church
If you had
when we got home.
if you had meetings before and after, it'd be close.
Yup.
Yeah, it was with my grandparents.
thinking
So
of My dad was the pastor, so we'd go to the 2-hour morning, like a morning meeting, and then 2 hours in the afternoon, and then come back again later that day for an hour evening, and then we had like a bunch of things throughout the week. We weren't Mormon. We were something evangelical, Pentecostal sort of realm over there.
I was Southern Baptist, and I do the 7 hours
I
because
ask
they
you
would
every time, what's the difference between Baptist and Southern Baptist?
the
I've
amount of
asked
drinking
quite a
you
few
do
on the border.
and whether or not you can dance.
See, and it's always smart alecky answers like this. Nobody like, what's the difference? What's the difference? There's no difference, but they're adamant about it. I'm Southern Baptist.
The question
Hey,
was, do you want to
hey.
go to church for 7 hours, or church
See, but
for
is
7
the
hours
but is
for
the
1
question,
day, or 1
are the
hour,
days
7 days?
sequential?
I don't want to do either.
They'd be
I don't wanna
sequential.
do
They'd
it
have to
that
be if you're talking about a week.
Oh yeah, then I'd do that one.
I think I
Yeah,
would
1
rather
hour
each.
drag my
Oh, yeah,
ass
easy.
cheeks across broken glass for a mile than go to church for 1 more minute.
I will say I'd
I'm right
I'd
there.
rather do that than go to a Christian church. Christian churches tend to be real. I don't really want to do that. But you know, if we can figure out like a church for like, because you and I, we don't really like have a deity, so to speak. But church is more just like a
about-
holy space.
Okay, so what about like okay, here locally, the church that my kids go to is actually a what's the word for it? A Unitarian church, I think is
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is. They
yep.
just they don't have like a specific
It's
doctrine.
more about
It's just
community.
correct is
Yeah.
what it's all about, and that
There's
that
a
seemed to
really
be,
big headquarters of one in New York City.
yeah. For me, I have gotten kicked out of every church session I've ever gone to because I ask questions and because I don't understand when
Oh,
I
yeah.
shouldn't be asking
Religion's
questions.
based on faith. Don't
I
like it
love
when you ask
answering those questions. That's my
See, and they-
that's what I like doing.
They didn't like having those discussions with me, so they.
I
I
got
was the
caught
one
on
who always
fire
got
last
sent
time I
to
went
those
to a
kids.
church. So like, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sunfire, which book you said 710? Which one you want? Which one you want, friend? Want this or that, or you want questions about me? Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I don't care. Well, fine. We're switching books then. 710. Wow, I almost turned straight to it. That was impressive.
Nice.
710. Has anyone ever said "I love you" and you couldn't say it back?
Other way around.
Yes.
Oh, other way around.
Oh, that's
That's
heartbreaking.
rough. I'm
Buddy.
sorry, man.
No, it's my own fault. I fall in love real quick.
Yeah.
My wife just spewed water behind me.
Oh, buddy, we love you too.
Don't. How soon did I say it? What? 3 days? 3 weeks? Which one was it? She said, I don't freaking know.
Something like that.
She didn't say for like 6 months.
I
Grim
get
got
like that.
real quiet down in the corner there.
Yeah.
She said
Well,
6 months was too
Grim-
soon. Thanks.
Grim and I were a little similar. I was really hesitant, and he just kind of knew. He's like, "Hey, you're what I want. I know that, and I love you." I was like, "Oh,
I was gonna say I'm in the same boat as Gesture. I've said it and had it not reciprocated.
Same. That is 1000% me. I am the person that's like, I am all in this. I am here for this, and if you're not on board, then don't be here. I'm not gonna get hurt by it.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck, but like,
I'll definitely get hurt by it. I'm a big bitch.
Listen, same, but like that's what you tell them. Listen.
yeah." And I'm the other side of that. I'm
fine, no,
I'm
it's
real
fine, I'm
flighty.
fine.
Well, I mean, I'm not anymore, but like I was like really flighty and just like, you have emotion? That's weird. Away from me. I'm gone. And so it was difficult in the beginning, but I know that there were times. So one of the things that I tend to struggle with is in any relationship, boundaries can get really confusing for me, because if I'm like, oh yeah, I care about you, then it's like, okay, I care about you in every way, mental, physical, and emotional, and that could get some weird boundaries crossed if they're just like, hey, we're friends. I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay, but you're acting like a girlfriend. I'm like, well, I don't know what that means. I don't know. So like weird boundaries would get crossed, and they'd be like, oh, okay, well, I love you. I'm like, oh, I don't know what's happening here.
I'm bad at this. Where are we?
So it could be really, kids. I was a kid, real dumb. I didn't understand anything that was going on. Figured it out, obviously, but some parts of it, I don't know. But it can be rough out there, and it can be scary to say I love you when you don't know. But it's also really scary to say I love you and not have it said back. And I know that it's really hurtful.
See, I also say I love you to like everybody.
Yeah, I mean, there's different kinds of I love yous though.
Yeah.
Like if you're just kind of like you can the tone where it's like, oh yeah, I love you because I love you guys, right?
Yeah. That feels
but then there's like
if you're doing it with a guitar and you say I love you, bitch, then it's a different thing altogether. Yeah.
Right? But if you look at someone and you're like, I love you.
Yes.
It's like this. There's this extra intensity to it where it's like, oh, you're meaning something much deeper, and I don't know if that's what we have. Like this is like an in love type of love that you're speaking of, and I don't know. It can be hard. It can be really tough.
Would you prefer to see the future or change your past?
Prefer to see the future.
Yeah.
I'm too scared about changing the past. There's too many possibilities and problems.
That's why I love time travel movies. It's like my favorite genre of movies of all freaking
That
time.
brings up a whole can of worms in as far as continuum and
right. I know.
I would literally have a panic attack.
In my brain, there are three main ways to go back in time with time travel. There's either the version where you go back in time and no matter what you do, you can't change anything because the time flow is already set. There's the timeline where you go back and you change everything, and it's like, oh shoot!
I don't think this question was built for nerds.
Everything's really weird.
No, it's not.
But there's the third one where you go back in time, you change something, and it shoots you off into a different branch of reality. Like you've opened up a new timeline. You know, those are the three ones that I see. It. I don't know if there are any other ones.
But there's also the problem with seeing the future. Is by knowing the future, you change the future. So you see something good, and then that might not happen. There's no good answer here, and I don't like it.
I would like to point out...
But there's also, again, with the set in stone theory, you see the future, and no matter what it is, good or bad, it is inevitable.
I don't believe that, though!
So,
Okay,
see, but that's
okay.
the thing. If you go back in time and it's set in stone, then it makes sense that in that same sort of realm, if you go forward in time, it's also set in stone. Nothing you do matters. There's no, you
See,
don't
but
Oh,
make
I
then,
don't like-
but
I
then
don't
if you
like-
go into
then
10th
you-
dimensional
then you have-
That's
physics,
where I
which is
start
current
getting all
possible-
twisty. Is if
then you
if you
have
can
no
go back in
true- you
time
have
and it
no
changes
true-
nothing, that means you have no agency, nothing you are
Yes,
doing, and
that's-
that kills me every time. I'm
that's-
like, if I have no agency, if I have no true choice, then what is the point of any of this? And I start like cycling down, and so it's really difficult to like think about time, because then it's like, okay, well, if you want to think about time, you have to figure out like, are you able to change anything? Because if you are, then your actions have a way bigger impact than you could possibly know, and that's a lot of pressure. But if you can't change anything, then you mean nothing. You as a person are nothing. You are only a lens of experience for whatever greater cosmic being created you, or something like that.
Well, that smuggles in the notion of a creator, but I think that
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
I think
that's a
that,
personal belief.
sure, and that's fine, and everybody's entitled to those things. I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
But there is this notion that like you don't have control over the things that you're doing because everything is a series of action and reaction, and you're only responding to every action that's already taken place prior to. So you don't have any control. You're just responding to the algorithm as it's already going.
Yeah.
And I don't like
that
that
gets
either.
the simulation theory, which I have deep problems with because I have trouble not believing it.
Oh gosh, I'm in the same boat with you. The idea that everything here is a simulation or a gameplay, but like I'll sit there sometimes and that really hits me and it takes hold and I spiral for
Jess,
did you
Jess
see? Hold
never
on.
learn
Did you
how to
see
program. It makes it worse.
Is it Rick? Are you getting ready to ask about Rick and Morty?
No, the error sign. It was one of those digital billboards that had like it crashed, and so it's the crashed. This system has crashed and is currently trying to reboot. But it was a black screen. It was just the words. But it was revealing on a foggy night. Driving down the highway, it looked like it was just part of the sky. So people are just driving down the highway at night, and it says the system is crashed. It will reboot in this many minutes. And I'm
That's amazing.
That would ruin me.
I was about to ask you.
Of
Do you
course,
feel
the
like
universe would run on Windows XP.
No. It's ME. Get it right. Jesus. So
That's why everything hurts.
the kicker there, like, okay, it's like that episode of Rick and Morty, Roy, where he's playing the simulation, and then whenever he gets taken out of it, he was like, "I'm not real. What's happening? Where's my wife?"
Off-white Persian rugs. Wait a minute, you son of a bitch! I'll take a.
Oh my
a
gosh,
for that.
there was along this same vein. There was someone who had brought up like, hey, if you could say something, and whatever you said, your next sentence would be heard in the minds of every single person on the entire planet, what would you want to say? They wouldn't know it was you. They wouldn't know where it came from. They would just
I have
hear
an
a
answer.
voice saying this thing, right?
I have an
And
answer.
someone had said something along the lines of, player whatever has just died. There are 80 players left in the game, and like watched the chaos unfold with that. Oh my!
I have two answers now. One would be another hand has touched the.
No.
A new
No.
Hear me and obey.
That's one. The other one is just one word, and it's just simply at the top of your lungs, dicks. And I want everybody to hear it at the same time and look around like, what was that? For no other reason than just that response right there. Even
What
if you
word?
don't understand, dicks,
Dex?
dicks.
Like a dex save?
No, dicks. DICKS.
Oh. I was like
Dicks.
And
for
said just
everyone
like
making
that. Just out of nowhere, I want everyone at the same time, whether you're a little old lady sitting in a retirement home all by yourself knitting, I don't care if you're in the middle of a concert and it's so loud, I want everybody to hear the word dicks, just like that. And I want everybody to just be like, what?
Oh my gosh.
No,
I heard,
I would definitely.
one of the responses to that was someone saying, just say the words, do it.
Oh.
And then whatever everybody is thinking about in that moment, they're gonna feel this cosmically divine need to do it because it's oh my gosh, something just told me to do it. I have to, and there's going to be so much coming from that.
I was going to say the only one that I think I would have fun with is like talking far from the mic kind of thing. It's like, so then I was telling Adam, like, I don't know, wait, hold up, hey, turn that speaker off, turn it off, off.
If do it was the thing, it'd have to be Emperor Palpatine. Like, it has to be.
Oh yeah, it's got to be the Palpatine voice. Yeah.
Do it.
I would have to say,
there needs to be a sticker in here that says, "Try not to overthink this." That's
right. Also, I like what Oro says.
It's in his pocket. Take it.
It's in his pocket. No, I like what Oro says though. What I'm hearing is never let Jess play a Chronoturgy mage.
Always let Jess play a Chronoturgy mage.
Oh, poor Sasnok.
My favorite go back in time trope, by the way, is like you go back in time to fix it to find out that you already went back in time and you're the reason it happened. Like that loop.
Okay, so a bootstrap paradox is one of my favorite things to like focus on, because if you create a machine that allows you to go back in time because of a thing, you create the machine, you go back in time, you fix the thing that prevents you from creating the machine to begin with.
We stretched, son. We did. I promise.
I'll stretch again.
So that causes you to then not make the machine, which means that you never went back to correct it to begin with, which means that the event did occur, which means that you then built the machine to go back in time and correct it, and so it folds
it's like
in
a
on
double,
itself repeatedly.
it's a double loop timeline sort of a thing. That's just
it's called a bootstrap paradox.
What was that? Yeah, what was that movie with? Who was it? There was a movie that was like you'd go back in time, they'd go back in time to like kill people.
Looper.
Looper.
Yep, with Bruce.
So good.
So so I like Looper. The one that addresses the okay, so there's one that I absolutely hate. It's a terrible movie. It is exhausting to watch.
Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher.
No, it's called oh god, I just had it. It's got Ethan Hawke in it. I got it. Predestination. Predestination 2014 movie. As you go through this movie, you realize slowly he's nearly every single character in the movie because he's depicted as a hermaphrodite. And so when you meet him to begin with, he is a she, and then later on, he meets she, and then he and she hook up together, and then they give birth to the same person, and it becomes this weird thing that like devours its own self. And they're also like this time traveling bomber that shows up at different places because they've gone crazy because of all of the time travel that they're doing. It is incredibly difficult to follow at times, but it is exhausting and I hate it so much.
So really quick, I forgot that I am allergic to something that's in fruit candies. Like,
are you eating it right now?
Not like deathly allergic, but enough that it hurts me. And so I forgot about it because it's like a recent discovery. And so I just popped a mouthful of dots, and oh yeah.
Go take some Benadryl, or not Benadryl, but go take an antihistamine.
Like, my face is like, everything is really hot.
Medicine.
Yeah, go take an antihistamine. Yeah. Don't take Benadryl. Don't take Benadryl though. Benadryl's terrible.
Don't take Benadryl. That's the only one I have.
Well, then take Benadryl.
Yeah, it's antihistamine. Yeah.
But Benadryl is literally the.
You can't have an allergic reaction if you pass the fuck out.
Hey.
Benadryl is so bad for your body. So like
everything in my body is really hot. I'm gonna go. I'll be back.
Okay.
Love you, baby.
Anybody got a number?
963.
Ooh, 963.
Of the 3000 book.
Got it. I was already in that one. 963. Here we go. All right, 963. Would you rather sing karaoke or recite a poem?
Dude, give me some karaoke. I'll do karaoke for free. For free. I love karaoke.
I've got my karaoke song. It's Tequila.
Get out, goddammit.
Tequila.
I like Take On Me because I like to show off.
Great one.
Yeah.
Because like the hard part for me for Take On Me is the low note.
Really?
Like it's not strong. Take Take on me, take me on. And if I keep going, we'll get copyright.
Yep.
Now,
I'll be gone.
What's
Keep talking.
there's
There's
another song. There's another song that I would absolutely sing because I know all the words. I don't know
only
what
if
the
we
name
put
of
it
it
on
is.
VOD.
Video on demand.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had that right.
Yeah, no,
what-
I love me some karaoke. If we're doing showing off karaoke, yeah, no, like
Yeah.
I'll
give me
hit
some
Mudvayne.
Linkin Park. Like
Linkin
I'll
Park.
growl with everyone. Like,
I'll throw in Mudvayne if I'm just
Ooh,
feeling like dirty.
Okay. If I'm gonna bust out a song, there's two by Tenacious D. One of them is "Wicked Game," which is just a one they've covered from somebody else, which is fantastic. I would do that in a heartbeat because it's short and I know all of the
Longest
words,
Time's
and I
great.
feel like. And then the other one is "Effort Gently." I sing that song super duper well.
We have Claritin. Is this gonna work?
no, that's
It's an antihistamine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, okay.
it'll work.
What is it?
It'll work.
It's antihistamine. Yeah, it'll work.
Okay,
Yep.
it'll work.
Who says it'll work?
Gotcha.
You want to get rid of the histamines. You want an antihistamine. You got them
Well,
histamines. Get rid of
You
them.
got them histamines. Get rid of them with the antis.
With the anti.
You have too many histamines.
You got
not
too
gonna
many.
get
Your
rid of
body's
the,
making
the
histamines.
problem.
Now get rid of them.
Yeah, no.
It's not gonna get rid of
my
what's causing the
go-to
problem, it's
like
gonna get
show
rid of
off
what's trying to
bands.
Get rid of the problem, if that makes
Yeah,
any
right.
sense.
Histamine.
Well,
Opposition.
I'll also do
yeah,
like
it's-
Elton John and Billy Joel a lot because they're
Yeah.
similar
my
range.
go-to show off bands if I'm doing karaoke and I want to like just really belt it, I'm either gonna go Linkin Park, Maroon 5, or Panic at the Disco.
I'm a lot
So-
of like '90s metal bands, so a lot of Metallica, a lot of Audio Slave.
yeah.
Linkin Park is another one. Mudvayne.
My 5-year-old has been asking repeatedly for me to play Master of Puppets. Like that's just
Yo.
his thing. That's where he's at right now.
Master.
So good.
All right. It's because I play it a lot in Fortnite. So he hears it all the time, and he was like, "Oh, I love that song," and I'm like, "You."
Yeah,
Don't.
you do. Let's go.
So we've been listening to that. We've been listening to a lot of Ride the Lightning, so that's been a thing. Hey, 690 or 692. What's your first responsibility your parents gave you as a child?
Garbage.
Garbage.
Take out the garbage.
My siblings.
Must. Yeah, no. My
adolescent parent.
first chore was to take out the garbage. I got that chore when I was 7, and it was my chore until I moved out at 19.
Hey,
I was the garbage runner.
mine was wood splitting.
How old are you again?
I am 39.
Ah, dang, you are the oldest dummy then.
I am the oldest dummy. Yes, I am indeed. And yeah, no, we had 2 wood fires in the house, 2 different stoves, and then I got to go out.
Or
Also, hi, Raven.
holding the flashlight.
Ooh. I mean, how is holding the flashlight for you? No, I did. I have to go out there and we had a wood splitter. I wasn't allowed to use it because my stepdad actually had taken his thumb off, holding it in the wrong spot, and the bolt came down over the side of the stump. Yeah, there you go. And it was dangling there. He brought it in the house. It was like hanging in the middle of his palm. He's like, "I need to go to the hospital." And they put a pin in there.
Dad
Just
Hank
so
Hill?
calm about it. Like,
My stepdad, he don't. The joke is he don't bleed. The number of accidents that occurs to that man is outstanding. He goes fishing with his friends one time. He caught a treble hook right in the throat, like right in the neck, and they just yanked it out, and he didn't bleed a single drop of blood. And they stayed out there for the rest of the day and finished fishing. So the joke that everyone and their brother has with him is, "Oh, his
What do you
name's
mean,
Dan." So they
ripped it out?
He just grabbed it and pulled it out. Yeah,
is your dad a revenant?
my stepdad is a delightful human being, but he don't bleed. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, he don't bleed.
He goes to get blood drawn and stick the needle in. Well, that's new. That's new. We've never seen that before. The needle just collapses. Okay.
Yeah. So anytime
Swear I
every
hit
now
a
and then,
vein.
every now and then they will go out and we'll shoot guns, and they get out old 6 shooters, and they do their own loads. And one of the guys.
I honestly, for some reason, thought you were gonna say, and they shoot him to see if he bleeds.
No, they don't do that. But one of the guys takes, his name's Bobby, and we call it Bullets by Bobby, and he scrapes everything on the table off into the shells. And he's like, "Well, this is the way they used to make it in the Civil War. Just pack anything in there." And he'll just fill this thing all the way up, and then he gets it loaded, and he's like, "All right, that looks close enough." Then they load the gun, and they hand it over to my stepdad, and they go, "Well, he's going to be the one shooting it. This way, if something goes wrong, you don't bleed." And then they just send him over there to take shots with this pistol, and that's just how they do things. So
That's how they do it in the Civil War. Yeah, over 100 years ago. Come
That's
on, man. There's a
what?
reason people's guns would explode.
Had they moved to gunpowder by the Civil War, or was that still black powder?
These were black powder rounds, is what these were.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
Oh, even better. So,
Sure, why not? Of course.
I'm trying to think
And
if they did actually move to gunpowder or black. I think they were still on black powder in the Civil
It
War.
was
Yeah,
it was seriously like the most interesting because like they would load it. The movements of these old men are hilarious to me because they'll be like load, then all of a sudden he goes, and then he just like immediately snaps it forward and he's like, all right, there you go, and then he's like, all right, well Dan's gonna go shoot it, and if something goes wrong, well Dan don't bleed, so it's fine.
I have
He
a
goes over
very,
there.
very like vivid image of these people.
357.
It's probably exactly right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
which book?
3,000.
Okay, 357.
Got me thinking of guns again. So
Magnum?
You're welcome. 357. Have you house broken? Have your house broken into or have your phone hacked?
house broken into.
Ooh. So that actually
What's
starts
on the
with
phone,
Oh,
Gibbs?
yeah.
I'm very paranoid about my.
What's
phone.
on the phone, Gibbs?
Wait, what was the
Let me see
question?
them pictures, Gibbs.
Everything in my life is on my phone. All of my bills, all of my bank details, my freaking everything. And they.
What was the
Hack my
question?
phone. What are you gonna take? My negative money? Go for it.
So my
That's
former
true.
roommate.
But
Actually, I just
having
thought.
your house broken into brings into question your own physical safety, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't leave my house pretty much ever, so I would be here if my house is broken into.
I mean,
So then it's like, hey, my physical safety is in jeopardy. Please.
I actually brought that up.
everything
about
on my phone
friend
is
this
locked
last week.
down, and I'll know if I've been hacked. So
There is a
actually-
feral part of my brain that's like, nah, break into my house. I've been wanting this.
see, but
Do
you
it.
are also like. You come around the corner, you're like that big dog, like
Dude,
someone's
I'd
like,
come around the corner with a sword in one hand and no clothes on. Are you kidding?
Me with
Welcome to
nothing
the
but a
party.
tomahawk and a flash grenade.
So, like I told you guys this last week, the last house I lived in got broken into. That actually just occurred to us, and it is terrifying, and you feel not safe inside your house, and especially whenever they come to find out that the kid, his intention was to be there to harm everyone in the household. And then when I was looking at like, oh, that's the weekend that my kids would have been over, and the door that he came in was right next to the couch where I would have been sleeping. Like, I would have been right there had I still been living over there. It is a horrifying thought, but yeah, no, get into my phone. I don't give a crap. I got nothing there I need to really worry about. If you're gonna take it, it's not. What are you gonna do? Take the $100 I have left in my account that I'm supposed to go give to my employer tomorrow because they called me earlier and they were like, "Hey, you need to come pay for your insurance." I'm like, "Great, super. I'll spend the last of my money before my kids come over this weekend. That sounds great."
Oh, that's pretty, Jack.
they're
Oh, no.
self-packed.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Sword in one hand,
you
knife
saw
in the other.
the tip, right?
Yep. No, but yeah.
These
Whatever
are
that's going into ain't coming back up.
yeah. These are
What kind of
my
pictures are we sending here? Hmm?
What? No, what?
Pretty pics.
Hey, what's the most expensive thing you've ever broken?
broken.
Yes.
My friend's Audi.
How'd you do that?
So, my friend literally had just bought this Audi. Like, this was his first day driving. And he's like, "Hey, you want to give this a drive around?" And I was working had been up 24 hours up at that point because I was working at McDonald's overnight shift, and there was a meeting the day before, so I literally did not sleep. So I'm like, sure, I'll give it a shot. So I get in the car, and it's a manual, it's cool. So, and it was an Audi TT Quattro. So it's the small guy. I rammed that in the first gear, floor it, and boom, we take off around the parking lot. This is one of those old Kmart's where they have like the cement dividers between each and every single parking space. I didn't see one of those. I am going 35 and I hit one of these curbs, just boom.
Oh.
And I'll look at him, I'm like, oh shit. And we land. I pull in behind the McDonald's and into a parking spot, and he's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Pardon my language. And I'm like, stunned. It was about $2,000 worth of damages, and he had to get a new car.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah. So yeah.
Mine was a patrol car. Mine was
Yours was state funded. Mine came out of my pocket.
Yeah. No, they. So okay, here's the thing. Like they told us in the very beginning, whenever I first got hired on, they were like, "Hey, if you ever, when you wreck your car, you're behind the wheel all the time. You're going to wreck your car. It's going to happen. When you wreck your car, all you need to do is just let your supervisor know. No big deal, right?" And I was like, "Okay, that makes me feel really good. That makes me feel really confident." And I had taken my car off into a ditch, straight down one side, up the other, and that's when I was going to back up another officer, and I rammed into a curb on the opposite side. Didn't do a whole lot of damage to the vehicle and all that kind of stuff, but I caught a write-up as a result of it, because they were like, "Oh yeah, you were at fault." And I was like, "Yeah, I know I was at fault." But then they determined that nothing was wrong with the car, and I moved on. But the following week, I was in a pursuit with a guy, and this one was a ton of fun. My top speed was 136 miles an hour, going northbound on the 65 highway towards like Bolivar from Springfield, and we are moving. Okay, but like we didn't start there. Where we started was back down in the middle of town. He shot past me real fast. Sounded like a herd of West Nile mosquitoes driving by. He was in some, souped up little American looking car made to sound like an import, and he goes rocketing past me, and he doesn't use his turn signal. That's what got my attention. I heard him. That's what I was going to stop him for. I was going to stop him. It was like the end of the day, and I was going to go stop and be like, "Hey, slow down, use your turn signal." That was the whole thought that I had in my head. And he drifts a corner and takes off. He doesn't know I'm back there, but I went to go get caught up with him. And as I'm moving along trying to get caught up with him, I realized that he's like driving into the other lanes of traffic. He's coming back over to the other side. He blows through a stop sign going through a neighborhood. I'm like, okay, something more is going on here. So I decided to go ahead and line him up. I kick on my red and blues and I go to, pull him over, and he doesn't stop. He keeps going. He runs into a neighborhood. He turns into a cul-de-sac. He does a U in the cul-de-sac, comes straight back at me, almost takes off my my driver's side window and like the mirror on that side, runs over a mailbox, and then goes back out of the neighborhood again.
Sorry.
So I loop back around, and now we're going on an outer road alongside the highway. Now the problem is that they haven't reworked this yet, and there's a road that runs adjacent to the highway that goes up, super steep, then it levels out. There's a road at the top of it, and then it goes straight down on the other side. We had that thing at 85 miles an hour. And when I say we went airborne for a while, I mean we went airborne for a while. And then we came down on the other side hard. Like I needed a crowbar to get my butt out of that seat, because like I wasn't going nowhere. Like the restraints had me for sure, but also I had a grip. But I came down, and the whole back end fishtailed super hard. I lost a heat shield that got kicked off the bottom of the car, and we kept going northbound. Now we go up to the highway. He gets out on the highway. He's going, like I said, super fast. He's going about 136, and he's going in between cars in the passing lane and driving lane. He's going in between them in the middle, and they're getting forced off the road, which is keeping it clear for me. And I'm like, we're on a big long straightaway. I've got you all day long. You're not going anywhere. And we keep going, and then he finally gets up to a town way up north of Springfield, and he, for whatever reason, decides, well, now's the time to turn around and go back the other direction. And so he's now going back into where all of my help is coming from. And so everybody pipes up on the radio. They're like, "I've got spike strips here. I've got spike strips here. I've got spike strips here." He drives around the very first set and then immediately pulls over to the shoulder and stops. And then he gets out of the car and just puts his hands up. And I, of course, get out and I'm like, get on the ground. And of course, there's these two dogs that are barking at him from the passenger seat. There's a girl in the car. She's yelling and screaming at me. We finally get him into custody. And of course, I ran him, got him back to my car, read him Miranda rights, started to go over everything. And I was like, all right. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll talk to you. And I'm like, cool. Why'd you run from me? First question, why'd you run from me? And he goes, oh, it's my birthday.
Did he do a line of coke on or something off a dash at before? Good hell.
I was like, what do you mean it's your birthday? He's like, it's just that. It's my birthday. He goes, plus you're going to take me to jail anyway. And I go, you don't know that. Do you even know why I was going to pull you over to begin with? He goes, no. And I go, I was going to pull you over because you didn't use your turn signal. That's the very first thing that I saw you for. And then you started driving erratically all over the place. And he was like, yeah, I'm drunk. Of course you're going to take me to jail. And I'm like...
Fucking idiot. Oh my god.
And so he's sitting there, and of course, we're nowhere near being back towards Springfield. We're way up north, and his girlfriend is being very uncooperative. We have no reason to keep her. She's not the driver. She's just like along for the ride. She doesn't have any warrants. We would have offered her a ride back, but because of her behavior, we were like, well, you can just pick a direction and you can go goodbye. And we're towing the car because it's being impounded. And she's like, well, where am I supposed to go? And I'm like, well, there's a gas station that direction, and then there's another city over that direction. Good luck. Best of luck to you. You look like you got some functioning legs there and 2 dogs to keep you safe. So, middle of the daytime.
Bye.
And so he. Now, if she would have been a little bit like, I understand being, oh, you're taking him to jail. Like, I get that mentality and all that good stuff. But like at the same time, if you're just going to be a problem for the sake of being a problem, then that's your choice, I guess. So we
made your bed in LA in it, yeah.
We took him on back over to the jail, and he had one of the highest blood alcohol levels that I had ever taken into the jail. And it turns out his brother was one of the correctional staff there. So,
Wow.
I was like, your story's
Is
a lot
there
funnier
a-
than mine.
is there
I
a
was
conflict
also
of
going to say a
interest?
patrol car.
you also broke a patrol car?
Yeah, it hit me.
What are you, a
I was
moose?
on my bicycle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I go back to. I thought Jasher. I thought you were like, oh, yeah, I was in a car. Now I go back to Jasher's position. What are you, a moose on a bicycle?
First of all, I'm a large person. Yes, I am a moose on a bicycle. No, it was when I was on my mission. We were. I was biking.
Where were you?
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
we were-
right. You were in Nevada. That's why.
Yeah,
you
we were
were
in Vegas, biking. Actually, no, this happened when we were in. No, this was in Vegas. This was in North Las Vegas, up near Tule Springs.
Okay, cool.
For
Love
those
Thule.
of you who know the area.
Love Thule. First
yeah.
area. Love it.
Riding my bike, and we were going. We're in a neighborhood, mind you. It's not a busy road or anything. I'm biking across a little T intersection, right?
Yep.
And the dude doesn't stop at the stop sign and broadsides me. I get my leg hit on his bumper, and I roll up, and I hit his window, and my helmet cracks his window.
That's amazing. Okay, first off, I'm glad you're okay. Secondly,
Yeah,
that's
no, I was
amazing.
I was wearing a helmet, so I was okay.
Well, he's gonna roll over the car anyway because any car that hits him is gonna hit him at knee level.
Well, he was on a Gibbs. He was on a bike.
Yeah, even better. It's gonna hit
No,
you
wait,
at the
that's
skull
no,
then.
wait, that's still knee level. Wow, that's
Yeah. So that was fun. That felt great. That hurt. And then he tried to, here's the funny part, right? So my companion, because I'm a missionary at the time. My missionary companion grabs a cell phone and calls our mission president to
Right.
be like, "Hey, this happened."
Sure.
While the cop is actively trying to write me a ticket for breaking his window when
What?
he hit me. Okay.
wow. No, see,
So
okay.
yeah, that was a whole thing.
So did you get in trouble for it, or was that on
No.
you? Or... Okay, good.
No, because
good, good.
because the mission president showed up and was
Yeah.
like, "So why is he getting a ticket?" It was like, "Well, he broke the window." I'm like, "How did he break the window?"
Oh, okay. Before I move on to the next one tonight, by the way, I do need somebody to pick a number before I get to it. But I
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, perfect. Got it. So, which book?
The questions.
Stop.
This or that?
Yeah. No, the
Oh, questions about me. Got it.
yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get to that one in a second. So I had an officer one day. He was a jail staff officer working an off-duty assignment, and so he'd been given a car So he was working at a construction site and guarding the place, just, officer present kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's right there at shift change. And he calls for a code 1 because he has decided to stop himself, what he believes to be a drunk driver. And so code 1 is just backup officer, whoever's close. So they decide to send over one of the guys, and that guy calls me. He was like, hey, I ducked out of my district early to go get gasoline so I can go home. Would you care to go do that? And I was like, that's fine. So I head over there to the intersection. It's in the middle of town, like next to the mall here in Springfield. And I get there. It is 7-ish in the morning, so it's starting to become daylight out. Like, I worked overnights, and so it's starting to become
that early hour.
There's not a lot of traffic there, and he's got the car, and he's in behind it, and I don't really pay attention to it, so I just walk over to where he's at, and I was like, hey, what's going on? He goes, oh man, this guy's like running down the highway or running down the road as fast as he can. He's stopping at green lights and going on red lights. He's swerving around all over the place. I got him stopped right here. I got him out of the car. He's in the back seat of mine. All I need is a tow sheet and I need a ticket book. It's like, okay, cool. Did you run him through field tests to make certain, what you're dealing with here? He goes, oh, no, he's not wearing pants. I was like, is he wearing underwear? He was like, yeah, he's also wearing a belt. And I was like, okay. I said, well, get him out and run him through fields. That sounds like a choice he's made. Like, run him through fields. We need to make sure. He's like, oh, I'll do it back at the jail. I was like, okay, that's fine. This is your arrest. I don't care. This isn't my business. I just need to supply you with the materials you need, right? So I go back to the car. I grab the stuff that he needs. He starts filling out tickets and all of that good jazz. And then as I walk back up to do the tow form for the vehicle, I realize there is no one in the back seat of his car and the back window's down. And I was like, hey, friend, no one's in your car. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, he's not. Where's he at? And he was like, well, he's supposed to be in the back seat of the car. He said he was hot, so I cracked the window for him. Like, I rolled the window down for him. I'm like, dude. And so this kid, what he had done is he crawled out the window and took off running. No pants, wearing a belt, no shoes, wearing handcuffs. And so this guy, being a genius, he's like, I'm going to black out. I'm going to kick the lights off on my car, and I'm going to go through this parking lot over here where all these other like shopping center stuff is. And I was like, black out, dude. It's like daytime. Like, people can see you right now. It's not going to do you any good to go driving around with your lights and stuff off. I was like, hey, if I was an impaired person and it's cold out, because it was pretty chilly out at this point in time, where would I go that's close by? And I was like, oh, right over there is a McDonald's. Let's start at the McDonald's. And so before we could do anything, I'm calling dispatch and I'm asking them, hey, do we need to send Springfield Police Department over here? Because they're going to get all kinds of laughs out of us having this kind of screw up, and that's just going to feed that competitiveness between county and city and all of that good jazz. And before we can do anything, security from the mall has been called over to the McDonald's because somebody over there found somebody passed out sleeping behind the dumpster who doesn't happen to be wearing pants and seems to be in handcuffs. And so we run over there real quick. I recuff him. I put him back in the car and I take him over to the jail because I can't trust him to do it correctly. But yeah, he tried to charge him with stealing. And I was like, stealing? What are you charging him for stealing? He goes, he's wearing my handcuffs when he ran off. And I go, do you really want to go to court and explain to them how he stole those handcuffs? Like, or do you feel maybe we should let that charge go? But yeah, he was going to... I can't, trust me, I can't wrap my brain around it either. I had to stay with that dude for an extra 3 hours after my shift was over to help him write his report and process evidence and stuff because he had no idea what he was doing.
Sometimes I worry about the people who become cops.
These people
I
vote.
do too. They breathe the same oxygen as us as well. So
a tree made air for that person. A tree took
Go
the
find him and make him
time.
apologize to the trees.
Right.
My God, it was things like that that made it a little bit easier for me to go, you know what, I'm done. No, I'm out. I'm good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you said, if you had to describe yourself as a flavor, what would it be?
To go back to the previous statement, garlic, is that an option?
Warheads, the white ones, because I'm really sour at first, but then I'm a little sweet.
Jess, what flavor would you be? I vote cotton candy.
I was gonna say candy corn.
I was gonna say, I don't know, something like, what's something that's not very exciting, but it's like, okay, yeah, this is
Orange
this is a
sherbet.
cool flavor. Orange sherbet. I was thinking just like bread.
What's a flavor
It's like,
that's
yeah,
like
sure,
confusing,
I mean, like,
but
it's-
you like it?
It's
like-
Confusing, but I like it.
Yeah, what's a flavor that's
Candy
like?
corn.
No, I don't like candy corn. No one, people don't like.
She does.
Candy
Really?
corn? I also
You
like
like candy
black
corn?
licorice.
I
Yeah, I
Ugh.
like
shut up.
black
Black
licorice,
licorice is
delicious.
amazing. Give me.
I like
want
circus
Norwegian.
peanuts.
I want Norwegian salt black licorice.
Ooh.
I'll give it a
When did
shot.
our? I just realized we went up. We're sorry. Just we're looking at. I'm looking at the extra life thing. We're at 3642.
Oh, I'm getting my
Oh, yay! Thank you so
boys
much.
and girls.
Very
I'm
nice.
getting my makeup done.
You're getting your makeup done. Rel's doing a concert.
I'm
Yes.
officially doing. I'm
Pretty
officially
that
doing a
close.
live stream of me just taking suggestions for voice
Next
acting.
stretch goals: Gibbs Goof's motorcycle stream.
You want to see
Dude.
that? It's only $110 away, and well, we've got a lot of time still. We've got Friday, Saturday.
Oh yeah, we
Sunday.
still got Friday, Saturday, and
Monday.
Sunday.
Oh yeah.
We've also still got like the stuff on our personal stuff. Like I've still got
I forgot
Um,
to do that.
shaving my beard and my beloved doing my makeup.
We're
I
also
think-
fun little fact about that. There are on record about 2,600 streamers. Mind you, about 1,500 of them have any donations on theirs. Out of all of that, we are sitting at 176th position.
Just reloaded,
streamers.
75 now.
So
Wow.
we're at the of all the 1,500-ish streamers, we are at number 175. So
That's impressive.
Just pretty awesome.
We're in the
incredible.
top 200.
We're in the
Yeah.
top 200.
Crazy.
We're actually pretty dang
So
close. to
thank
being
you guys
top.
for being amazing.
Oh yeah, no, hands down.
honestly.
We couldn't do it without them at all. Like at all.
Yeah, this is
I don't have that kind of
fantastic.
money.
Right. Yeah. For if we haven't explained it, if there's anybody in here that doesn't know what's going on, we're streaming every day this week to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. All the money donated goes to those hospitals to provide toys, games, entertainment, and life-saving treatment for the kids. We're giving you guys fun little incentives as we hit different dollar amounts, including spicy content from Jasher, makeup sessions for Roper and myself, stuff like that. So, which hopefully tomorrow, because we already hit the goal, we'll be able to get my hair dyed. You guys are voting in our Discord, and it's looking
Oh.
like we're going with purple.
Yeah.
So, yup,
Yo,
You'll-
that's what I
you'll-
voted for.
you'll probably be seeing me purple.
Yeah,
I voted
boy.
yellow because I wanted it. I thought what color would fit.
Oh, you're trying to make him look like Justin Bieber. Shaved beard, because he's gonna have to shave the beard and he's gonna have blonde hair. Oh my! I want to change my vote. Can I change my vote?
Yeah. So,
Turn him into a heartthrob.
get
So I think
out.
my flavor is dill pickles.
Yo, first of all, top tier flavor, top
Mhm.
tier flavor, especially for like I like dill pickle chips. I think dill pickle
Oh yeah.
chips are
Oh
phenomenal.
my god! Right?
Wait.
Right? Have you guys had pickles from other countries though?
We've had the
Oh.
German.
Next.
Yeah.
Hey!
Dill pickle bigs, yes.
Have you guys had ketchup from other countries?
Yes,
Had
that
brown
I
sauce
have.
from the UK.
I have had it in Australia, actually.
Yeah, that's where they have like the banana ketchup, right?
So
Was it good?
It was different. I got introduced to it the same day that I got told a really great story by our tour guide, whose name was Henry, and he was a delightful man. And he told me we're sitting there, and he's like, "You see all them cars parked over there on that side of the road?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Those people are from out of town." I said, "How do you know that?" He said, "You see them big black fruit sitting up there on that tree?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "If you watch real close, every now and then they'll flutter the wings." They were fruit bat, and they were parked under, and all these cars are parked underneath these fruit bat that are just getting all over them.
Love it.
I
When
don't
the
know if you
nitric
know
acid
this
that
or
comes
not.
off that, I'm sure the paint was great afterwards.
Well, it requires
Um,
a chisel to remove, so
Wow.
Yeah,
I have an
no,
idea. For the last couple of like hour or so that we're here, we have 3 of the 4 DMs of the dummies. If you guys have any questions pertaining to any of the campaigns, especially those in the
Dude, any questions about the worlds?
yeah,
Yes.
let us know. Shout it out. I'm up for answering any questions.
So Gibbs,
Jasher
what's the deal with your world? Is it real or not? Like, I was kidding.
are any of our worlds
All right,
real?
is anything real?
I mean, we could argue that Cody's is more real than most.
Yo, for real. Cody says the most like history than any of us. I'm pretty
But
sure.
I mean, also, like, people have come from our world into his world, so
oh yeah.
what
there's
question?
also that.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a question. What's up?
Question. Do we stand a snowball's chance against the spider insectoid creature thingy, or should we just tuck tail and run?
I can answer that one.
That is 100% up to you.
Hey, just make
That
sure you
is
don't
not
throw
an
Jess at it. Grim will kill her.
You will find
Yeah,
out.
you
Fucking
will.
stop.
Wait, okay. What if we shake her up real good and then throw her over there? Like
You will find out after her first attack
how?
how fun it's gonna be.
Oh man!
I don't want to play this game anymore.
Quick,
I
shake,
don't like-
shake, quick, shake, shake, shake. Cast fireball, then throw her.
I mean, that ended so well last time.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's totally fine.
level 5 fireball. Let's do
Hey,
it.
we put her head back on. I mean, come on.
Everything's fine. Everything's
Hey.
fine.
Are there any remnants of that blue rock sitting any place? Can we just like load her down with that and then send her over there with a fireball? We call
Oh,
it the
don't
holy
some of
hand.
you guys still have rip dust on you?
Great.
that
question.
was nothing.
That's right. Nothing at the drugs.
Yep, I tried, but I was shut down. I was told no. So
No. Nothing took them from you, I think.
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
What?
Because
Yeah,
if
now
I
here-
remember correctly, you both took stuff.
Hey,
I think not. Yeah, and then nothing
hey,
took them from
Gibbs,
you
yeah.
because
you do have some dragon's blood.
that's
You
true. You do
also-
have dragon's blood.
you
that's
have the
that's
dragon's
magical
blood.
math.
You have the magic. You have the dragon's blood, and you have the black goo that you could like.
I do have the black goo. I'm not 100% sure on what I want to do with that. Yeah, I had plans with the
Temperance.
temperance. Thank you, but they got washed out due to a couple of different things.
Heat
One of
metal.
them was to literally take that black goo and literally just smash the vial against her face.
Mm.
So
That would have been interesting. I'd have to roll for that one. Woo!
I was like, what? That's
What's wrong with going back to the Feywilds, especially if it means that you annihilate the big bad, the giant cave cricket that sitting right there.
giant cave cricket.
Tell me that picture doesn't look
Technically,
like
it's
a
a
cave
spider.
cricket.
Technically, it's a spider.
Tell me it
It's
doesn't.
got
Technically,
got
it's a
8
cave
limbs.
cricket.
Cave crickets don't have 8 limbs.
Technicality, it's a mutant.
All right, mutant cave cricket.
There you go. See, I love it. Gotta bounce, guys. Everyone, have a good night. Night.
Oh.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
Sorry, I saw that one pop like right then. So.
Yeah.
I thought you were leaving us, Matt. I was like,
No.
No. Yeah, I'm looking at chat as well.
I
hey,
just
thanks
happened.
for popping in.
How
All right, doesn't look like we're getting too many questions, unfortunately.
Hey,
about? I was gonna say,
Okay.
how about for Tephra?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff you got planned for year 2? What's the curriculum looking like?
Hey Jess, how'd you like the ending of episode 1?
Well, I'm definitely really excited though, despite my tension now. But oh man, it's still a bit interesting having come in as late as I did. Just trying to get a hang of like, hey, what's going on here, And I've gotten the bits and pieces that they, I don't know, think of to tell me. And so, like, and I try and ask questions of, like, hey, what the heck is going on here? And so I've kind of gotten to piece together most of what's happening. I know that.
There's a
so
question
it's
right there
been
in chat.
interesting. But
Laura's question in chat.
I don't have the chat.
Why does Jasper have so many creatures that look like assholes?
Well, let's think about it. Let's
Really
see. I've got
good
the
question.
blood hole. I got the flesh tunnel. I've got the what do we call the Krakusi? Happy coincidence?
Josh just likes holes, guys.
Is it happy? I don't think it's a happy coincidence. I think it's just a coincidence.
I got one for Gibbs.
What's up?
So every time you've talked to me about Apteria, it always has to do with a kobold, gnome, halfling, or dwarf. Are there any normal-sized races in your world, or is it just all the tiny ones?
All the tiny ones. I like.
I mean, Clue is
every
only...
time you brought it up to me, that's what you're working with, and I thought it was
Clue's tiny
hilarious.
too.
Yeah, Clue's also tiny.
Yeah, I like. I live in a small world.
I still feel really good about the roast that I did where I played David the Gnome for you, because that just made me very happy. Such a
chaotic. I love it.
Such a good show. Such a good
both
show.
of you have like both Gibbs's world and Josh's world are just so comically chaotic, and I love it. Like it's just. I don't even know what word to use. Gibbs, I told you already, your everything, your campaign, and the players, and just the whole, it gives Muppets vibes to me. All right? Like, it's D&D the Muppets. Whereas Jasher's world gives, like, for me at least, aside from all the really hot pictured characters, robot chicken energy.
No.
It's just chaos, and I love it.
Yeah.
I hope one day I'll get the chance to run a game for you guys, because my horror one that I've been working on has been entertaining. I nearly TPK'd a group of people with a deer.
I'm here for the spook. Speaking of deers, I want to play deer with you guys.
Was not a normal deer, to say the very least, but I nearly whipped
It's a not deer.
Nearly whipped a paladin to death with its hooves. So
did it walk up and take its little hooves off and have weird little hands?
No, it was crossing the road that they were running their horses down and caught them at the side and knocked them off the horse, and then like 7 of them swarmed them in like a circle, and it was a nightmare for just a little bit because I gave deer pack tactics.
That was the most evil thing I've ever heard, and I love it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it, mister. I'm going to use pack tactics at every fucking possible chance I get.
Gibbs.
Pack tactics is amazing.
Gibbs gave Clue the ability to summon cuckoos. A swarm of cuckoos.
And pack tactics.
I love it.
Muppets. That's all I'm going to say. I love you
the
guys
little
so
things
much.
in life that bring the greatest joy.
Yeah.
And that's why I
swarms.
just all the short races.
Have you guys ever been bobbing for apples?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm very
really
good
good
at
at it.
No, I've wanted
Really?
to try it though.
All I do
It looks like
is
one of those, like,
I
fall
basically
things.
drown myself till I reach the bottom because I can get the apple from moving, and then I shove my teeth into the apple, and then I come out.
Yeah, we used to do it in like the really, really tall sterilite boxes that were like 3 feet deep. So like that's half of my height.
Oh
my
yeah,
height
I mean
right
that's
there.
me. My feet were in the air when I do this. Like, it's like I'm holding on by the sides. My feet are in the air, and I come out drenched, but I get an apple.
I'm 5'7", so I do that. I'm getting waterboarders. But yeah,
I love it.
It's a good trick. It works. I
got
also have
4
jagged
inches.
teeth, so all I got to do is just like peck at it for a second until I get it.
I mean, only
So-
4 more inches than you. Like that's. I'm still underwater.
I've never been bobbing for apples. I've never,
No
I've
way,
never
you just-
been bobbing for apples.
Yeah, I've never done that. These 2 teeth are fake, and
really?
so I've always been worried that I'm gonna hurt myself.
Me too, but I don't have self-preservation as a thing in my brain.
Yeah.
Tell the
Again,
story how you got
another
those 2 front
bicycle
teeth.
story. Yeah, I was gonna say it's another bicycle story from my mission.
Dude, you gotta
Um,
stop riding bikes, man. Like,
Yeah, right. So I will say I only know how fast I was going because someone got me a little gift for my bike. It was a biking speedometer from this guy who did triathlons and whatnot. But what it does is like the little like reader part like attaches to your handlebars, and then it goes down a wire to a little magnet piece.
Yep.
That goes next to your pedal or next to your wheel, and then the other piece attaches to the metal of your wheel, and so when the 2 pieces pass each other,
Yep.
it tells you how fast you're going and whatnot. Anyway, so we were going down. We were in kind of like central Vegas at the time. We were going down Alta, which if
No
you've ever
worries.
been to, if you've ever been to Vegas, it's like one of the steepest roads.
Yep.
And
I know. I'm imagining this very thoroughly now. Continue.
oh yeah, I'm sure you were.
Yep.
We were like I said in central-ish Vegas, so we were in not a very well-maintained section of the city. A lot of the roads were more cobblestone at this point, not because they were actually cobblestone. It was asphalt, but it had degraded to the point of being cobblestone. We had stopped somewhere because somebody had given us some money. They just kind of pulled over and they're like, "Hey, lunch is on us. Here's $20." We're like, "Cool." They drive off and we're like, "We already ate lunch. You thirsty?" And so we just stop by 7-Eleven and get some drinks really quick. We start biking again, and the reason this all happened is because as we were leaving the 7-Eleven parking lot, a car was pulling in, and we didn't want to hit the car, nor did we want to stop because we are boys that have like one brain cell between the 2 of us.
Right.
And so we're like, we gotta go. We gotta go fast. So we just stayed on the sidewalk. And we just like, we're just gonna bike down the sidewalk. Now, again, thanks to my little speedometer thing, I know that I'm going 32 miles an hour on my bicycle downhill. All I hear is my missionary companion ahead of me scream the F word before throwing his drink and jumping his bike. Because we then realized, at the worst moment, hey, we're on the sidewalk in, I don't want to say the ghetto, but in the ghetto. None of the intersections are handicap accessible. And we're flying. So I ditch my drink, and I go to grab my handlebar, and I grab it too late, because I realize in that moment the reason he jumped his bike is not just because the curb abruptly stops, but there is a pothole. So my bike goes down, front wheel into the hole, stops, and I just go across the intersection
Alone.
alone. I land on my bike and slide across the intersection. 2 lanes of traffic with a center turning lane. All 5 lanes. Hit my shoulder on the other curb. I landed face first on the asphalt. My head cracked back. Knocked these 2 teeth out. Shredded my shirt. I practically was topless at the end. It hurt a lot. But my adrenaline was going. So I didn't feel most of it.
Yep.
At the
Right.
other the corner that I stopped at was a gas station, and the guy comes out. He's like, "Dude, you okay?" And I spit blood, and I hear him gag. He's like, "I'm gonna get you some water." Oh, I remember taking out my helmet and just throwing it in the road and just screaming. I was so mad. I was like, "What fucking good that did!" I was so pissed.
worked on that patrol car.
I worked on the patrol car. Yeah,
My
I
2
was
stories.
so mad. But I ended up spending the next. Yeah, we ended up having to walk to the church building. We were half a block from the church building where we were going to. By the way, so we almost made it. walk to the church building, call Prez, get picked up, go to a dentist, spend 3 hours in the dentist while they fix my face. Immediately when I stand up after, I've been lying down getting my face worked on, the adrenaline's gone. I go to stand up, I immediately collapse as this pain shoots from like my knee all the way up my femur and into my hip. And then we have to go to the hospital. They do x-rays, and I have put a hole in my kneecap. Yep. And so they're like, you are hurt. Congratulations. You can't walk. I'm like, haha.
I
Awesome.
have one of those too.
It hurts so bad.
How are you two the same
first-
person?
I fell off a 3-story bunk bed on my mission. Yeah, I thought they were gonna send me home. I like wasn't the worst part when you're like, okay, I have a hole in my kneecap, give me a new kneecap, and they're like, no.
No. Here's some ice.
Yeah. That was the thing. I'm like, what do you
Chris-
mean? We have science. Give me a new knee.
when
Yeah,
I heard Grimm's first heard that story from him, and I was like, so, how was your first experience getting pegged?
So
Yeah, because they found out we had to find out that the reason that my kneecap got a hole in it was from my bike pedals. It was the little prong grip.
Oh!
That your shoe, it impacted my knee so hard that it basically hole punched my kneecap.
Oh!
But yeah, so I got
Listen,
pegged by my own bike.
Listen, I hate everything about that sentence. Please never say it again.
It hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a working bike. I couldn't walk, and I was no longer allowed to be in a mission car for other reasons. So they're like, we're gonna
And
have
then-
you in the office for a little while, but you're
In
probably
your-
gonna you can go home. You only have 4 months left. I was like, all right.
In your best dad voice, like you're telling a bedtime story, say, "And that, children, is a story for another day."
And that, children, is a story for another day.
Oh. Yeah, my bike story
we
was I
need
was going
some,
too fast, but I kept I had one of those helmets with the like little visor.
Oh yeah, the little brim on it.
It
Yeah.
kept my face from getting I watched the asphalt go below my face, and I was like, ah! As I'm like scraping just below, and I'm like, ah!
Sunfire. That's
The
the story
perfectly
right
cut
now.
scream on that was perfect. Amazing.
And I'm like, my arms come out all bloody. My name tag kept my chest gone, but this side of my shirt is gone. And I'm
Yep,
just like,
yep.
ah! And I'm just
I
screaming.
I will say, my tie immaculate because it was flapping behind me while I was riding. So-
But yeah, my tooth story is as a kid, one of my brothers dropped a weight in the deep end of a pool, and I'm like, oh, I better go get that. So I jumped down to bring it up, and I'm like, this is easy. So I'm swimming up. As soon as I hit Earth gravity in the air, I go down and I take a bite out of the pool.
Oh,
So 90% of these
Earth
two teeth are
gravity!
fake.
I love that.
So like it's real from there, from like there up, and then the rest of it's fake. And then the first time I got them fixed, after I was allowed to like do things again after they fixed it, they popped right off of taking a bite out of a popsicle. And my mom went and threatened to sue the dentist, and was like, that you didn't do it right. Fix it for free. Because the person was trying to charge her again. My mom's like, I will sue you for this. Like, that's not how you didn't fix them. You just kind of put them there.
Do it
it
right or
seems
pay
like.
the price.
Yeah. So then they fixed them, and they've been fine since.
That's good. Just ow.
Oh yeah,
And
it
yes,
was,
Charlie,
it was
we are
awful.
still on.
I was gonna say, I too have fought a pool and lost. I was, oh my god. It was, we were at a hotel, me and Grim and his family, and because it was my wedding night, right? Night before our wedding.
Was it Grimm's wedding night as well?
No, just mine. Just me. No, it was the night before, I guess. So not our wedding night, the night before our wedding. Whatever. Anyways, wedding night eve, however that works. Anyways, we were at a hotel.
Rehearsal night.
And yeah, we were at a hotel, and the boys were like, "Hey, we're gonna go downstairs and go swimming because this hotel has a pool." And I was like, "Ah, yes, I too want to do that, just because I want to relax. It's I like to swim." So I went down there, and I did one of those underwater push-offs. You kind of go down and you push off the pool, and I went too far and I rammed face first into the other side of the pool. And so I had this huge...
My brain is just putting it together that this is the night before your wedding. Like that's just like settling into my head.
Okay, so not only did it hurt, but I like this whole patch of skin gone, and it's just blood, and I'm like, ah! So I'm freaking out, like, because it hurts, but it's not that bad. But it's just the idea of like I'm about to go and take all of my these are like the lifelong pretty pictures, right?
Yep.
I'm like, ah! Oh my gosh, it was a horrible time. I went back upstairs and we covered it with just crap tons of makeup, and you couldn't even tell. They did a fantastic job, but
you can't see it in any of the pictures. She looks beautiful. That being said, she doesn't have any freckles in that one spot now.
Stripped them right off there like sandpaper.
I have over the past couple of years started to get a couple freckles right back in this zone, but it was just it was just blank slate for a while. Oh man.
I don't know how much longer you guys are wanting to go here, but unlimited lobster or unlimited crab legs?
Crab legs.
Crab legs.
Really?
Absolutely crab legs.
For sure.
Yeah, lobster.
Heck
There's more meat. If I've got somebody else working the crab legs for me, I'll take crab legs. I don't care.
It's unlimited,
it's too
so
much,
it doesn't matter about that.
No. You literally crack the knuckle, tap. It just comes right out.
It slides right out.
No,
it takes no work.
It's too much effort. It's too much effort.
It's fine. It's fine.
One effort.
For me,
I'll tell you this much. We can do unlimited crab legs if you all prepare that part for me and be like, here's.
Hey, they don't necessarily say that the crab legs have to be you preparing them.
They don't have to be shelled.
They could be. They could be.
Yeah.
Oh man!
So I lived in this small fishing town for a while called Quilcene, and that was one of the things we do is once a month during the summer we'd all get together, the whole community. We'd get together and we would do these big banquets. Everyone brings their thing, right? And there is this guy who every single time he would bring one of those big 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot those big ice chests, right? Filled with just crab legs, and it was delightful. Every time we'd all swarm, and I'm sitting there, I've got my I'm just cracking open crab legs. It was the best time. I love crab legs.
That's the thing for me. Like I said, I between the two, I prefer lobster given the amount that you get versus the effort you put into it, in my opinion. But then with crab legs, I've never ever gotten enough that made me feel like the effort was worth it, and I don't particularly. But
I will say
I prefer the flavor of the meat on the other end for sure.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is I prefer the flavor of crab. I like it. Don't get me wrong, lobster's good. Lobster's great. I like crab.
Here's my thing. I'm not a fan of lobster only because I worked at a steakhouse and we did lobster tails, and I've seen enough of them to be like, I don't ever want to see another one of these ever again. I hate lobster now on the sheer purpose of how many of these I've had to deal with.
I like scallops better.
I do like scallops. Yo, okay. So where I work now, for a bunch of bougie white people, we do events.
Where you serve them the McDonald's nuggets?
Yeah, where we serve the McDonald's nuggets. That was once. Anyway, no, we had an event recently that was for the older gentlemen's only. It was the 70+ old men club basically, where they're getting their fancy whiskeys and their cigars, and one of the appetizers that we were passing around, it was jumbo shrimp wrapped around a scallop, skewered through both, and then we would put barbecue rub seasoning on it and then fry them. And we had just a small amount after the end that they were going to toss. I was like, can I just get one of those really quick? Just let me have one of those really fast. Just let me have one. Like, they were so good. Oh, I love
Wouldn't
scallops.
the deep frying make them rubbery?
Not if you do it really quick.
Yeah,
You're kind of
yeah.
just flash frying them, yeah.
So we had this amazing thing. So I used to work at an AMC Premium, which is not a thing. It was a one-time short thing before basically it was AMC testing dining.
Okay.
They were attached to regular AMCs. They were one theater. They were 18 plus. They had a full restaurant experience. So we were in like full restaurant, like we were servers.
What we did at Alamo when I was working there.
So much better. Everything about it was better, and I wish AMC had stuck with this model, where if you wanted popcorn and drink, you had to come back out and grab your own popcorn and drink. And if you wanted, and your food was brought to you during the trailers, and then we didn't come back in the theater. It was amazing. But we had Fish Day, which is the day that we throw out all the fish. But it's still good. And everyone normally we can get free food as long as it's not on the certain top of the menu. So a certain half of the menu is off limits for free food, which is usually like the tri-tip, the steaks. Like we had way fancier food than they do at like AMC dine-ins. So tri-tip, steak, crab, and scallops.
Right.
Our chefs would bacon wrap the entire supply of scallops.
Yes.
So they would bacon wrap we would all come out with a plate of bacon wrapped scallops, and it was the best day.
Dude,
it was
bacon wrapped scallops.
Best day. Oh, I only got 3 fish days while I worked there, and they are some of my favorite days I have ever worked at any job.
It's so good. Here's the thing, because I was talking to one of the servers a couple days ago.
Come out for a second. Oro, how much money does Grim owe? I swear, it's like he owes $100.
I listen. It's not 100.
Feed himself. I bet it's dang near close. Good grief.
I was talking to one of the servers a couple days ago. She has worked at multiple restaurants, and at none of them have the servers ever been able to get food. And I'm like, where are you working? Because that shouldn't be a thing. Like literally until this place where I'm working now, every restaurant that I have worked in, and I've worked in quite a few, I will admit. Yeah, no, if you're hungry, you eat.
Yeah.
We have food. That's the whole thing that's here.
Yep.
If you leave hungry, that's your own fault. Like, one of the things that I've been saying for a while, I heard it from one of my first chefs that taught me, was never trust a skinny chef. We get food all the time.
You ain't eating the food, man, are you?
Yeah.
So, Gibbs.
Yeah.
Jasher.
Y'all.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Bit of a delay there. All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Are you a sword?
Oh, it's paper.
Okay, you cover it. He wins.
Jess. Grim. Rock, paper, scissors.
What is happening?
Okay, let's do it over here. Okay.
Yeah, make it a little easier.
We did this the other day, and I lost terribly.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah, damn. Immediately.
Alright, I win. What do I win?
The chance to win against Gibbs.
Luck.
Oh, alright. Gibbs, come here.
Okay, fine.
Give
Oh.
I like that we can just do this.
Makes
Come
it
on
so
over
much
here.
easier.
Alright.
Jess wins.
She wins.
I am the champion!
I did see a thing that said that it is
all the
as
elements.
hard. I heard that it is as hard to try to lose rock paper scissors as it is to try to win
Yes.
rock paper scissors, because of the statistics on the
Yeah.
probability on each of them.
Unless you're like social engineering and like mind freaking people, like,
Yes.
and you know someone's tells. Otherwise, yeah.
I found that
That's
incredibly
the only
interesting.
way to win. Is to know the person.
Hey, do you call them fireflies or lightning bugs?
Fireflies.
I do both.
Both.
Interchangeable.
Kinda.
I'll say I grew up
Yeah.
calling them fireflies, so I just only call them fireflies.
East Coast versus West Coast, man.
It just made me think of the conversation the other day when we were having this,
What did Jess
this
win?
in-depth dive of.
I'm still.
Yeah, what did I win?
That was the whole
Forehead
thing.
kisses.
Listen, it's number 2680. Rock, paper, or scissors. It is a question in the book.
Well,
I
that's
gotta
the.
say, I better be getting those forehead kisses regardless.
All right, you get forehead kisses regardless.
Yeah.
They are locked in.
The next time you
I
play
will
out Terry,
deserve
you
'em.
get advantage.
All right.
Bully all your DMs into giving you advantage.
I will.
No,
Almost all of them are here.
Almost.
Hey,
no advantage.
I earned it. Why?
Because advantage
Actually,
doesn't
yeah, I
exist
got a
in my
question for you,
world.
Grim.
I want a plus D4 for one random thing.
Sure.
Hey, Grim, I got a question.
Yeah.
I like how he's like, yeah, all right, whatever. He's like,
There you go for it. Congratulations, you did the thing.
I do have a question.
I did it.
okay, I got one.
Okay.
Can I
So
ask my question?
for my next campaign, doing a school thing,
Yo.
right? I've been trying to figure out how I want to. I've told Vex about this, and I've brought this to Jess, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to do this or not. So in D&D, wizards get their subclass, their archetype, their school of magic at level 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which would mean that they graduated from that school, right? Because now they're adventurers.
Possibly.
So if we're doing a school for magic, would the entire campaign be level 1 only?
Interesting.
Well,
Which could potentially add to a very interesting amount of stress, because it's like, hey,
What
things are getting
if-
more difficult, you're getting more magic items, but your HP's never over, like, that first little bit.
What if you're on an apprenticeship? You haven't finished your program, but like you're turned loose for a period of time that, requires you some like abroad study kind of stuff.
Well, and that,
I don't know.
from a game
I mean,
design-
I would argue the opposite. That if you are good enough at magic to be accepted to a magical school, you've got to be like 2 levels into any sort of like, just to be considered magical enough that you're above ordinary, and so that you can get it. Because this is a special school. It's not like, oh yeah, we just take every Joe Schmo. It's like, no. These are prized spots here. You have to have some level of, yes, Joshua.
What if this is all martial people multi-classing?
It's all martial people.
So
Got
you
a bunch
get-
of martial
so-
class. You
so
get
you
one
get-
level in wizard and a bunch of like you
So
got
it's
your
like
martial class.
So like their previous adventures were like, man, I want to give magic a go, and so like they have the HP from their previous class, but there's like some sort of rule at the school where you have to only use magic.
Have you ever read Name of the Wind?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, I
he's
have.
he's a bard that shows a propensity for magic to begin with, right? If you want to boil it down to
Yeah.
like D&D terms.
For
So
sure.
yeah, so he's very much a performer and all of that good jazz. He's incredibly proficient at that, and those proficiencies from what he's able to do there help with whatever it is that he's learning on the magic end of things. So I do like the suggestion that Jasher made, where you give them a thing and then they're multi-classing into this other one.
Yeah. Again, though, so even if you have levels in a martial class, you would still need to have, I would argue, 2 levels of some sort of magical class to even be able to apply and be accepted for a magical school of this degree. Because they're
right, because
really,
it's not just a college; it's a full university. It's supposed to be like a big thing.
Hydrate.
would say
No.
I would say if we wanted to, hold on. If we wanted to do it that way, and we're like, okay, but we want to start at level 5, you would have to have a minimum of 2 levels in some sort of magic, and then 3 levels in some sort of martial. And you can even say like it has to be that way, so you can't split it 3 magic and 2 martial.
Wait a minute,
3 martial and 2 magic, like something like that, so that we're all a bit higher of a level, so we can do stuff. And then what?
So, the idea that you become you graduate is based on an experienced base leveling up system. The reason why you would become graduate at that level is because everything otherwise, like Brennan Lee Mulligan said, every magic school would be, no, screw the books, go kill goblins.
Exactly.
So you graduate at level 2 because there's no point in continuing. But in a milestone-based XP system or a level up system, that milestone could be academic milestones, and so you could argue that they do level up to those higher levels within the school.
Okay.
I think that's a good.
No,
answer.
I think that's a good argument. Actually, that is a good argument. Because I've been rolling this over in my head because I was like, I'm still doing, it's Magic University, it's Magic College, but I'm like, okay, how stressful do I want to make this on?
Because I feel like that's gonna especially I don't know how we're all fairly experienced D&D players. But how experienced are everyone at Magic users?
Exactly.
Because that's where going from someone who's an exclusively pretty much been a martial character, and you're like, you wanna be a wizard now? Have fun, buddy. Granted, I chose Druid as my very first class ever.
Which of all the ones to start with?
Look, I was told not to choose Druid.
Oh well, yeah.
Well, now you got it. Yeah.
They're like, you can pick anything, just probably don't choose Druid. It's the most complicated. I'm like, you don't. What do you mean I'm not gonna? And now I almost exclusively play Druids and Clerics.
Druids, Clerics, and Wizards are my go-to 3. I love them so much. I love Magic users.
I need to play a longer term Wizard. I've never played a long term Wizard.
They're so much fun.
Yeah.
They're so much fun. Here's the thing. One of my favorite wizards that I've gotten to play, I put him as an NPC in almost every campaign that I have. And you will see him in campaign 2, because I'm trying to actually solidify him as part of my world now and just make him a thing. But it's my character Cass. He is a School of Transmutation wizard, which allows him to make potions, but also allows him to he has a transmutation stone or a transmuter stone, which gives him once a day, I think it's once a long rest, he can just have a resistance of any kind. It switches between resistances and stuff, and so it's just fun. He can also use it as a +1 to AC, or as a bonus to movement speed, or stuff like that. It's just, you get this one perk as your philosopher's stone, basically. They're so much fun.
I created a magic item for myself a long time ago that my DM signed off on. It was an indestructible section of rope that was only about yay long, but if I said a magic word, I could grab both sides of it and pull, and it would grow and be as long as I needed it to be.
There's a dick joke in there somewhere.
There absolutely is. But I was using it to level towns, because I'd take it around the entire length of a town, and then I'd tie it back to itself, and then I'd say its command word, just snap it back down to itself.
No!
It's indestructible.
That's amazing, but that's horrible.
Were you the villain of the story?
I was the villain of the story. I was hired to stop a black dragon that was terrorizing a town, and my brain was like, nah, I'm just gonna make friends with this thing. So I showed up at its cave and I was like, hey, how about this? You work with me and we just take out that entire place that's trying to murder you, and then see where it goes. And he's like, yeah, buddy, let's do that. I apparently persuaded it very well. And so I became friends with the target that I was supposed to annihilate, and then I leveled an entire city using using my rope. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I enjoy making all sorts of chaos like that. My old DM, back whenever I first started playing, he'd call me on a regular basis and he'd be like, "Hey, quick question. What can you do with?" And then he'd name off some thing, and I'm like, "Lots of stuff. Why?" And he was like, "Nothing. Don't worry about it." And then he'd get off the phone with me, and then later in a session, we'd suddenly see whatever that thing was, and I'm like, I'm so glad you asked me about that. I didn't tell you all of the plans that I had originally came up with. I don't want you nerfing all of my stuff, you jerk.
Right, gosh.
So I got a question for you, Grim.
Ah!
Is there something in your current campaign, the Senian Commonwealth, that you stopped, or a feature you stopped using, or a technique as a DM that you've been using that you feel has either slowed the game down or has been detrimental to both you and the players, or to you or the players?
Oh gosh, I mean, honestly, I try to find as many ways to make it so that you guys have conversation and communicate as possible, and I feel like I fall short sometimes. So because I don't want there to be any dead air. As for stuff that I have tried implementing and that I backpedaled, I mean, a couple monsters that I've got just roaming around that I was like, maybe I'll just move them to a different area of the map while no one's looking.
Dead air? Isn't your brother and Christian in that campaign?
All right, listen.
Adam. Same question to you, Jesher. Is there anything in Tephra that you've may have used, mechanic wise or others, that you're like, yeah, this isn't quite working, let's not use that, or something that maybe you've implemented into the game that wasn't there originally?
So the biggest thing is I read some of the rules wrong when I was first starting. And basically I wasn't setting the challenge as high as I should. So some of the players have game-breaking mechanics that I have since worded in ways as to not take away their fun, but nerfing them in a way that is not as game-breaking.
Gotcha.
I will say, the only thing I can really think of is Shiv is currently playing a subclass that I am actively making while she's playing it. She's play testing it for me. And so there have been a number of times where we've gone back and be like, hey, we're going to reword this. Hey, we're going to edit this so it does this instead. And so her subclass is actively changing as the campaign is going to make sure that she's still capable of doing stuff, that the wording is clear, that it's not broken at certain levels. So I mean, other than that, though, I mean, that's really all I can think of right now, honestly.
Right on. Well, and yeah, I'm curious too, because there's been things in mind that I've stopped doing because, well, they didn't react well, and then they didn't work well with the setting.
No, I get that. There's stuff that I've used in like previous campaigns that I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. Just because it was fun in the moment, but it was like, that's not something I want to keep doing. Like, one of the things, you'll love this, Cheshire. One of the things that I used to do to make my players feel like they were just so much more OP and so much more powerful was I wouldn't use modifiers. You're using your whole score. So when it says add your wisdom modifiers, add your wisdom. And so it was like, just extra points to make it feel more intense and more epic. Which, again, if you're going for that comical anime protagonist kind of a game and you want your players to do 300 points of damage in one hit, go for it.
I will say it didn't get introduced last episode. Hi, Jess. But I am introducing a harm table.
Put it away. I saw those eyes.
Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, not of what you speak.
Yeah, so yeah, there is a amount you can lose a dice roll by and die.
I don't like that. I think that I don't like that.
So it's because every roll in Kids on Brooms is contested. So when something is
Right.
like done to you, you always have the opportunity to deflect whatever, contest the roll. If you lose the roll by a certain amount, you have a certain amount of harm you can take. If you take that harm, dead.
Then you die. Eee,
Yeah.
okay.
And
That
when we
is
get to that
certainly-
point, we will cover what I have planned for some sort of resurrection or afterlife plan.
If he dies, he dies.
I don't like
Look,
this
here's the good
anymore.
news. The current villain I have planned for this season is less likely to kill you. ... And
Dot, dot, dot. I love how
I don't like that
ended.
either. I don't like that either.
yeah.
So promising.
How'd everybody like the the mind games that have started? Last year
I
we had
don't.
dreams.
I don't like them.
Last year we had dreams. This year, oh no!
It's
Charlie
active
says no killing
hallucinations.
NPCs, no killing Becks. No killing Beck. It is not on my
You leave him alone.
Yeah.
look.
He's too good. Take Alistair. I'm kidding.
How does that happen every single game? That there's always the NPC that everyone falls in love with. How does that always happen?
I don't know. Everyone's just
Is that like a prerequisite of the game? Is that like an unspoken thing?
I will say I
I
rolled.
came up-
I just
I
rolled a
came up with a
die to see
character.
whether or not I was going to keep Beck alive.
Ooh.
No.
Oh,
I
no.
can't see it. I know.
It's a one. That's a one.
That's a one.
You know what? I'm not telling Vex. You gotta tell him.
Yeah,
tell
I
it.
look. Vex would harm me in
Good
real
luck with
life. Is the problem?
Dang straight. Great. And you deserve it.
Like
We
in
would
the game-
all sit Kelly on you.
No,
the
she does
the
real
game-
damage.
like the game,
She doesn't hold back.
the game that I've been playing.
Stop,
with-
guys! I bruise like
with
a
my friends.
peach.
Well, the ones that I've been playing with my friends, I have a box that they found, and inside of it is a character that they can't actually get out of the box, and they don't know anything about it, but they've been carrying its box around. It looks like a hat box, and there's a character that lives inside of it. His name's Wix, and Wix is just a little asshole that just rains on their parade constantly. And anytime they're like, "Hey, what you doing in there, buddy?" He's like, "Get out of my box!" And then he like throws things out through the crack at them and stuff, and they're just in love with it, and they refuse to get rid of Wix, and they like put the box someplace safe anytime they get ready to go into combat and stuff like that. So I'm not entirely certain how or why we've fallen in love with a box that doesn't seem, because anytime they've opened it completely, there's nothing in there, but when they put it back and like crack it open, they can like talk to Wix, and so he's definitely in there, but they just don't know where he's at or what he is, and yet they've decided to carry this
Is this
box
your
around with,
campaign you're running, or
yeah, with my friends that I'm running this,
okay?
yes.
No need to say yes or no, but this seems like you've tricked the party into carrying the big bad endgame. This is just like
Okay.
he's not there, he's somewhere else, but like,
I love that so much.
They're
and they're
hiking-
just
they're hiking around.
antagonizing him, making it worse.
Oh, all the time, just constantly. Like at one point in time, they thought they'd kept it someplace nice and safe, but like something got spit onto the box, and they were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Wix." They're like trying to clean up the box and stuff.
I'm so here for it. No, there have been like, I could say in one particular campaign that I ran back when we were living in Idaho for Just Gibbs, there were 3 NPCs that I did not think that they were going to love so much that just Kevin.
Kevin, Lofinep, and
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I brought the third one back in this campaign already.
Yeah.
The mushrooms.
The mushrooms.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't consider them as a... Yeah.
The little mushrooms disturbed.
Kevin was not even
Kevin was something you guys bullied me into making.
Yeah, you just made him
No,
up.
we did. Kevin wasn't even like a sentient, like an NPC.
It was supposed to be a construct fast travel across the campus of the game.
Yeah, basically kind of like a rickshaw sort of thing that just was attached to a robotic being, and it would take you where you needed to go. And then we personified it more than it was meant to be, and we're like, okay, this was
If anything happens
is
to
our
Kevin,
favorite one.
Vehicle that you need.
And now,
if anything happens to Kevin, we riot.
we're seriously though, we're personifying this one guy. He's alive now. You cannot tell us otherwise, and he is the best one.
And then
So yeah, and then Lothanep.
Lothanep was a water weird that we found out in like an abandoned building, an abandoned laboratory building out in like the swamp. And we were just there. We're like, oh hey!
It was like
How's it
Mordenkainen's
going?
first summoned creature or something of that nature.
Something like that, yeah. They had some connection to Mordenkainen, and we're like, oh hey, you're pretty cool. How's it going?
You're our friends now. We're having soft tacos. So.
I'm glad that we got a chance to jump on and like talk tonight. I'm glad.
Yeah,
that we
no,
had
it was
that,
really fun. I had a
being
blast,
able
you guys.
to do trick or treating and all that good stuff, and then turn around and wrap up the night like this. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Friday,
And
Yeah.
that would be the monster of the
Monster
week.
Week?
Monster of
Yeah.
the week.
When was running that? Who all was participating in that? I didn't see the list.
It was going to be
Confirmed?
Christian. Christian had to back out because family stuff. And
I think we have Vexen on that one.
Vex.
Yeah, I saw Vex,
and a guest.
Son of
We have some
Asgard.
guests
And a guest.
appearing as well.
I think it's
Yeah.
2 guests.
What time's that rolling at?
Probably you.
I think
7
the usual time
Eastern.
eight
It's 7 Eastern.
7:30 Central Time,
All right, so you join
which
us
would be
for-
8:30 Eastern.
Oh, is that what they said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good thing we
Yeah,
checked on that.
Should we see if we can make this a regular thing then, or
What,
is this-
chatting? I'm down for
Yeah,
chatting.
doing
all
the
time.
chatting and streaming it.
Shoot, absolutely. Kidding me? I'll sit down with you guys and talk all the time. You kidding?
Oh, they updated
I mean,
it as of
yeah.
today.
I mean, we're always yapping at each other anyways. Might as well.
Right. I appreciate the fact that every now and then I've been able to pick up the phone and give you two a call, and then Gibbs shows up in the background, and I'm like, "Hey guys!"
Oh, I impose myself into their life as much as I possibly can.
Which is great. We love it.
I mean, I would too if I was in the compound. You know,
Listen, just come up here for Thanksgiving.
I want to so bad. You don't even know. But like, okay, so I'll end on this note for me. But I did get enrolled into a medical study, so hooray for that. Found a way to sell my body in a different fashion, and I know, right? So, but it won't be until like the very beginning of December, and because it won't be until the beginning of December, I don't get the payout for that stuff until afterwards. So, and like I said earlier, I have to go pay apparently 2 months worth of my insurance premium for my job that's not actually allowing me to work and all of that good stuff. So I'm burning the remainder of my money tomorrow because they need that as a thing apparently. So I don't know, but good times, great oldies. If it was if I managed to sell a treadmill and some other stuff that I've got around here, and I get enough money, then I will absolutely be making a trip.
There we go.
Fingers crossed, man. It's always about money.
Right. Gosh. All right. Well, I guess the last question for the night then.
Do we level up?
Who we raiding?
Oh, sorry.
Did we level up?
Did we level up?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Well,
gosh.
Matt,
if I
you're
could
the oldest
level
one and the
up in real
extrovert,
life,
so-
I would love it.
Yeah, we did level up. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You all have leveled up in my game, so congratulations.
There we go.
on that.
I'm gonna take a feat.
I just want to be able to look at my skill tree, man, and figure out what the heck went on there.
Yeah,
Can I
I
rearrange
definitely
these
need to
things there?
reorganize some
Right?
stats.
Yeah.
Like, let me
sure.
change some skills around. I'm definitely need. Where's Withers?
Ooh, is Quincy on?
He's about to say we got to vote for Quincy.
Okie dokie, that would be me, isn't it?
Oh,
Huh?
yeah, do that.
Yeah, if Quincy's on, let's go hit him up.
Boop, boop,
Yeah, let's go say hi to
boop,
Quince.
boop, 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 boop.
All right.
Where is
Hey, thanks
he?
everybody for joining us tonight. This whole week is dedicated to Extra Life. Go check us out there. Spread the word. Let your friends know. Let your families know. Tell your wife. Tell your kids. You know, all
Tell
that
your
fun
boss.
stuff. Tell your boss.
If you can give.
No
If you
need to in our
can't,
case, since he already knows.
Right.
Gosh.
Weird.
So,
Yeah.
give it a
If you
chance.
guys are able to, definitely donate. If you're not, that's fine. Just spread the word. We are we've hit our goal. We're just doing stretch goals now. But like, I mean, shoot, if you guys want to see Matt and me in makeup,
that's happening already.
oh yeah, yours is happening. Mine's not
Yeah,
happening yet.
That's happening already for me.
Yeah, if you want to see me on a motorcycle, heck yeah.
I
Well,
will say I'm still $200 away from getting makeup for myself. So if you want to see Matt in makeup, get ready for next time Matt's around.
That's
He's
happening.
so pretty. I mean, he's already so pretty. He's gonna be so fancy.
TSPP.
there we go.
But yeah, it'll be fun. Love you guys. You're
Thanks,
beautiful.
guys, for hanging out. Bye bye.
Boop, boop, boop.